Both teams peel away down in front of us. Millwall are going to be kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes towards that Alan Kelly stand. And as we said earlier, it's the traditional lily whites. They are in their white shirts, blue shorts and white socks for Preston North End, who will be keen to make a start. There's a huddle for the Millwall players away to our left-hand side. How will they galvanise following the departure of Gary Rowett? As we mentioned, unbeaten in their last two. They're 2 points better off than they were at this stage last season, and just 2 defeats in their last 8 games. Seems strange to be changing a manager at that point, but his call, his decision, and they come up against a Preston side desperate to get themselves back to winning ways. We're about to get underway. It's going to be Millwall who will start us off, and it's going to be Adomo Emaku to get his first touch on his first start for the Lions, and we're off and running on Talksport 2. A little later than anticipated, but we are off and away. And there's the first foul of the game, and it's a challenge at the edge of the Preston penalty area on Ryan Leadsom, who's gone down, and that's going to be a free kick. And immediately it's Ian Fleming who will be penalised by the referee, and a chance for Preston to get themselves forward. Where's this game going to be won today, Chris?
Well, to be fair, it's just about being brave, having that quality. I've already seen there Jake Cooper. Excellent ball forward. Bradshaw takes it on the chest, and Fleming just couldn't. He's anticipated, but he's got ahead of it. You know, it's all about having quality, being brave enough to play under a high press, because Preston go and hunt for it in that attacking third. But it's in the midfield, of course, getting the ball down. They've got important players there that can see a pass, and
Here's Holmes with the first shot of the game from the edge of the penalty area, 25 yards out. This bounced down nicely for him after a really poor clearance by Casper De Noor. And Holmes' shot is just wide of the right-hand upright of Barkowski, who was stretching away and not far from giving Preston the lead in the opening minute.
Yeah, 23, 24 yards. The connection wasn't great, but it still had Barkowski. He was scrambling a little bit there, but it was always going wide. Not the clearest connection, but I don't mind them taking it on.
And was of course picked up from Huddersfield in the summer with the first effort on goal in this game, and let's hope that's a sign of things to come. 90 seconds in, you're listening to Game Day Live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Premier League action to come later, of course, from St James's Park, but before that, this intriguing Championship encounter with Preston North End, the home side, who were leading the table, of course. But those last 3 fixtures, 3 defeats, 11 goals conceded, as Potts drives forward down the centre, does incredibly well. Preston have possession in the middle of the park. It's Whiteman, the captain, who pushes it out wide to that right-hand side where Holmes was waiting again, and they're forced back by some decent shape and good defending from Millwall on that occasion, but they'll try again with Holmes, who just gives the ball away on that far side, but they've won it back, and now a chance maybe to charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going here into Keane, who tries to shot and goal! And Preston North End lead, and just 2.5 minutes on the clock, and it's Maz Frocchia who finds the back of the net, and it's timid defending from Millwall, and it's far too easy for Preston North End, and Frocchia's shot gives him his 3rd goal of the season. And what a response to those 3 defeats. Preston North End in front with just 2.5 minutes gone. It's Preston 1, Millwall 0.
Well, it's an excellent goal, isn't it? You know, Will Keane takes his touch. Maz Frocchia lets him know, I'm in the right place, I'm taking it on. Just the composure, just to side foot it into the bottom right hand corner. It was an excellent finish. You're talking about players making things happen. You're looking at Potts driving forward, you know, that energy from the wide area. And then like the Will Keane, when he gets the ball, you know, his awareness, he wants to swivel and take it on with the left there himself, but like you say, to let it go for Maz Frocchia, it's an excellent finish.
Where was the tackle, Chris? Where was any tackle?
But once you drive into the box, as a defending team, you can't really put the opposing side.
But he picked it up midway inside the half. No one's challenging. It's really poor. And maybe this Millwall side are going to be a little bit more shell-shocked by the departure of Gary Rowett than potentially we thought. We'll see. They're behind early here. They've got a rally. Preston leading Millwall by 1-0. And the ball safely away to our right-hand side in the arms of Freddie Woodman. And it's going to be Woodman to clear. And he launches it forward for Preston, looking to try and find Keane with his bun at the edge of the penalty area. Both he and Potts sporting those fancy buns today. Not something that Chris and I really need or could ever use or deliver on, if we're honest.
Well, speak for yourself, Adam. Speak for yourself.
Yeah, yours is shaved out of choice. You see, mine's just disappearing slowly but surely.
It's just the wing backs. They don't come forward anymore.
Yeah, no, they don't. Far from.
No, I'm talking about myself.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about me for a moment. It's my midfield that doesn't move anymore, to be fair. Anyway, enough about our heads. It's picked up by Millwall. Midway inside their own half with Cooper. Gets it out wide to the right-hand side. Harding's there. Little run coming down that right-hand touch line, potentially from Norton Cuffey, but the pass was overhit that time by Fleming, and it's away to our right-hand side and out for what will be a goal kick to Preston North End, who lead by a goal to nil.
It's important though that, when Millwall get the opportunity, Wes Harding there, he's not just looking to go direct up to the strikers. He's always looking into the likes of Campbell. Norton Cuffey's always an option, but can he keep it central? They're good footballers. They want to try and play, and it's important that they're brave enough under that Preston press to keep doing that.
Jordan Story's run, touched by Keane, and the goal in the end from Frockier, getting Preston off and running here at Deepdale. As we said, they started the season so brilliantly, but losing their last 3 championship games, hadn't lost 4 since back in 2019 in a row, and they've made such a good start here. They'll be feeling that they could be back to winning ways again, and that the home form has been pretty good. Apart from that defeat against West Bromwich Albion, prior to that it'd been 4 straight defeats, all by that 2-1 scoreline, as the ball is lifted forward by the right foot of Ryan Ledsome on the volley, but it's too much on that, and it'll be out of play away to our left-hand side. And Barkowski will clear for Millwall, who have that tremendous record, as we mentioned, unbeaten in 8 against Preston North End, scored in 10 of their last 11, and they've won 3 out of 4 here as well in the league. So it's a terrific record, but records are there to be broken, and today could be the day for the home side.
It's going to be a big ask for Millwall. You look at it was Potts that was driving forward. He had a little interchange with Dwayne Holmes, but then Jordan Story, when he got the ball, he was just inside the Millwall half, and that down that right hand side, they've got so much energy and end product as well. You're talking about deliveries coming into the box, players taking up responsibility, driving, underlapping, going into the box, and then, like you say, the pass to Will Keane was outstanding from Story.
Well, Story had missed the last 2 with illness, and he was certainly missed at the back, but with runs like that he's going to be missed going forward as well for Preston. Here's Whiteman, midway inside his own half, out wide to this left-hand side to Cunningham forward to Frockier, the goal scorer. On this left-hand touchline he finds Robbie Brady, onto Frockier again, dangerous position, level with a penalty spot. Frockier tries to play with him with his left foot. Cunningham's going to get there first, he's caught late in the challenge. Well, the referee says play on, as the sliding challenge for Fleming came across, picked up by Potts. Holmes on the half volley at the edge of the penalty area, shots blocked, back out to Potts, who drills it across the box again, and an intervention is needed from Jake Cooper at the near post, because Keane was lurking in the 6-yard area, and he puts it behind for what is a corner for this rampant Preston side.
Well, they just want it more, don't they? You look at Frockier down this left-hand side, linking up with Robbie Brady. It comes to Ledson. What a great ball out to Potts. He doesn't just head it back into danger there, takes it down, finds Dwayne Holmes, who tries to take it on the half volley in the air. Connection was excellent, technique was outstanding, but Millwall defended very, very well.
Here's the corner then from the far side for Preston North End. 6 or 7 white shirts lurking inside that box, but it's a good header away by Fleming from the edge of the penalty area. Comes to Holmes, and now maybe a chance to counter down this right hand side. What kind of pace here have we got on Emaku, who's towards the edge of the penalty area? No one going to him, gets the chance to hit the shot, which he does, and it's deflected and it's saved, tipped onto the crossbar by Woodman. They keep it alive on the far side. Terrific stop, but the ball's still alive. Swung to the back post. The debutant's there again. Emaku comes to the edge of the penalty area. Chance may be here for Norton Cuffey to put the cross in, which he does, and the attempted scissor kick comes down to Bradshaw, edge of the penalty area. Chance to shoot maybe, edge of the box, drilled and blocked, and it's going to go out of play on this near side for a throw-in right by the corner flag.
Well, it's quality from Millwall. It was 4 against 2. Emaku, I think he'd done everything right. Took it into the box, got the shot away, took a little deflection. What a reaction save from Woodman. I thought he's pushed it over the bar. It's come off, that should be in the back of the net. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's come off the crossbar, and that's where it's decision making. You've got to find a Millwall shot, either swivel, get another shot away.
Pulsating start to this game, not 9 minutes gone. Preston leading by a goal to nil, but it could easily be 1-1 as that's thrown long from Millwall into the Preston North End penalty area. It's headed away partially by a Millwall player to recycle play, and it was done in the end that time I think, by Joe Bryan. Comes out on this near side and kept alive again by Fleming towards the corner flag, but allowed to run out of play, and it'll be a goal kick for Preston away to our right-hand side. What a start here. It's the EFL Game Day Live on your home of the EFL Talksport 2, where we've been playing for just over 9 minutes. It's Preston North End 1, Millwall 0.
Yeah, I think Millwall, they're trying to play. You know, I think Adam Barrett will be so disappointed that Jordan Storey was given that space to run, 30 yards into the 18-yard box. It's so important that just if you can't stop him, take him down, take a yellow. You know what I mean? He's running into space. If he breaks that midfield line, you're in all sorts of problems. And he had the end product, the pass to find Wilkeen. But Millwall are trying to play through the thirds at the minute, and it's nice. It's nice to see. They've got Will and Willers in behind with Bradshaw and Fleming getting up to support every opportunity.
Yeah, Bradshaw ploughing a lone furrow up top, but he is being well supported at times by Fleming and Maku as well. He wasn't too far away from netting his first goal for Millwall. On this, of course, well, he actually scored against, my apologies, it would be his first goal. It's his first start today as well, of course. One of the changes made by Adam Barrett, because the cupboard fairly bare. Duncan Watmore and Kevin Nisbet played in the last game, but both have picked up injuries in that game. Watmore came off at half-time in the 2-2 draw with Hull and was never going to be available for today, and they could be without him for a few weeks as well. So plenty of injury issues for whoever becomes the new Millwall manager to contend with and deal with, and squad depth could be one of the issues that they have to face. Preston keeping possession inside their own half nicely here. Almost 11 minutes played on Talksport 2. It remains 1-0 to Preston. Forward to Holmes, lay off to Potts, hugging that far touchline, as he always does in that right wing-back role for the Lilywhites. Given short to Cunningham. Cunningham forward to Frockier on halfway. The Dane gives it back inside again to Cunningham. And again, started the last three, has Cunningham.
Millwall working very, very hard without the ball, you know, but they had opportunities when it comes to the likes of Jake Cooper or Wes Harding. A little bit frantic, just clearing it, can go anywhere, giving it back to Preston, who are taking their time with it. Very, very patient, frustrating. Bradshaw's already, you can see by his body language, he's working very hard without getting any benefits from it. So they have to just be brave in those moments and just try and keep possession in that transition rather than just clear. Wilkeen is such a threat, his movement, his hold-up play. So they've got to make sure that they can frustrate Preston as well by keeping possession of the ball. That's where they've been lacking.
Yeah, moving the ball very quickly here, Preston, and very well, and they were keeping possession up till that point as Potts tried to play a ball forward to Dwayne Holmes again, but possession picked up by Millwall. There's a foul there on halfway. Storey with the challenge, and it will be a free kick for the visitors just inside the Preston North End half on that far side of the field.
Much better. Millwall, you know, under the pressure in that transition, they get the ball back. A couple little passes between Wallace, Bryan, the ball into Maku. He holds up, he's got no other option. He feels a little touch, goes down. That's so important, that's part and parcel. You know, you're playing away from home. There's going to be moments where you're really under pressure. You're not seeing a lot of the ball, so when you get it, you have to make sure, like you say, brave, keep possession.
Here's the free kick on the far side, just over halfway for Millwall. They've committed plenty of bodies forward as it's swung towards the edge of the penalty area, looking for Fleming, who goes down, and it will run out of play, and it will be a throw on this near side for Preston North End, just outside the edge of their own penalty area. Well,
I don't know what Fleming, it's not a bad ball. He's read the flight of the ball very easy, but you knew that he wanted to try and win a free kick. He's trying to leave his body in there. Take that on your chest. Go 1-on-1 with your man, take him on. I don't understand why he's looking for a free kick there. If the referee's going to give it, it's very, very soft.
Scored a hat-trick against Preston in November 2022, did Fleming. Knows how to find the net against the Lilywhites. Has to do a fair few of these Millwall players in recent times, but they're behind here, and we've been playing for 13 minutes on Talksport 2. Holmes inside the centre circle, driving forward, no challenge again. Holmes with a shot, saved again by Barkowski, but the room and the space that Holmes was given, Deepdale opened up for him without a challenge coming from Millwall, who looked to counter, but Fleming again dilly-dallying on the ball on halfway, and that's brilliant from Robbie Brady to chase back and win it back.
Yeah, fantastic. You know, you're looking at Dwayne Holmes there, he's driving through, Millwall are just backing off. He actually goes into the 18-yard box and he's still got a clear sight at goal. I think he should do better. It's a good height at the goalkeeper, straight at him. Okay, he's put that much power on it, the goalkeeper couldn't keep hold, but he's got to pick a corner, and that's in the back of the net. And saying that, then Millwall break. Fleming in good possession of the ball has to go forward to Bradshaw because he's wanting the ball.
He's dilly-dallying.
Robbie Brady tracking back, taking responsibility, and wins the ball back for his team. It's excellent to see, but Fleming, with the quality that he's got, the awareness that he's got on the pitch as well, he knows that challenge is coming.
Big day of football across the Talksport network. Download the app if you do not have it already. It's the easiest way for you to keep across all of our live commentaries and action throughout today. Right now, over on Talksport, it's our game day exclusive Liverpool against Everton, the Merseyside derby. They're 17 or so minutes in. They kicked off around the same time as us, and it remains Liverpool 0, Everton 0. But that game live right now over on Talksport. That'll be followed by Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, Dean Ashton, Ray Parler and Tash Dowie, taking you around the grounds with the full classified results service at 5 o'clock, of course. While here on Talksport 2 this afternoon at 3, it's Newcastle against Crystal Palace. Our live and exclusive Premier League commentary for you. And then at 8 o'clock tonight, another exclusive Premier League commentary. This time, it's Sheffield United against Manchester United, and that's over on Talksport. But as I say, download the app, easiest way to keep across both stations and where all of our live commentaries are over the week or so, because it is a busy week in the EFL and, of course, in Europe with Champions League, Europa League, Conference League, you name it. We've got it covered throughout the week across the Talksport network. Here it remains Preston 1, Millwall 0. You've missed none of the action really, but we're going to see Preston try and create an attack from the edge of their own penalty area down this left-hand side. And Robbie Brady has the ball at his turquoise-coloured boots as he heads towards halfway, but just takes a moment. He's happy to step back inside to Cunningham and then across the back to Lindsay and then to Story, who will drive forward just like he did for the goal for Frock here. But again, they come up against an orange wall of resistance, and instead they move their way back across to the left, and Frock just loses possession that time to Norton Cuffy, who's got the better of him down this right-hand side. Norton Cuffy, level with the edge of the penalty area, on this near touchline, on a surface that's cutting up a little bit. No surprise after the rain in the last 24 hours or so. But Preston have got it back deep inside their own half, and it's Frocky who's done some of the hard work after he lost out in the first place.
Well, if the referee doesn't show him a yellow card as well, I'll be very, very surprised. He's had a little snap at...
I think he's having a talk to him. Yeah, he's just said, Maz, just behave yourself, watch yourself.
He's lucky boy.
Point, yeah.
Lucky boy. But like you say, what's hard for the team?
Matthew Donoghue is the man in charge here today. Second time he's looked after a Preston game this season. That was the 2-0 win against Stoke. Last time they kept a clean sheet. Actually, that's brilliant. Amaku's done superbly. Edge of the box, chance to shoot, and he does, but it's straight at Woodman. And he had options to his right in Fleming. But again, the skill from Adomo Amaku, quite superb. And for such a young man, just 19 years of age, his first start, he's full of confidence.
Yeah, fantastic bit of play as well. And he's made it also... I can't say too much in taking the shot on because he's 12 yards from goal. But Bradshaw to his left, Fleming to his right, they were both in better position. Probably Bradshaw the better option there. But you can't. He's made the opportunity himself there, Adam. So you know what? It's one of those. It's experience. A couple more games under the belt. He's probably just setting that to Bradshaw to slip in the bottom corner.
Chances like that at Shamrock Rovers, he probably popped in the back of the net, didn't he? Here's a chance maybe for Keane to get forward for Preston. He's midway inside the Millwall half, and the moans and the groans are because he didn't look around, and Alan Campbell, who's on loan from Luton, was right behind him and managed to steal the ball away from him. He'll be used to playing in this orange today. Alan Campbell, of course, on his loan spell away from Kenilworth Road as they ply their trade in the Premier League. Millwall get the free kick and have possession on halfway. Nearly 18 minutes gone on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. It remains Preston 1, Millwall 0. Infield come Millwall on the attack with Campbell again, just bypassing him. Now down the right-hand side, looking to get forward is Harding. Harding slips the ball down the right, but there's too much on that. I mean, he's quick, Norton Cuffy, but Harding, he's only about 30 yards out, and he's managed to pelt that beyond the byline and out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think if there wasn't as much pace in the ball, I think it's getting cut out anyway, so they have to kind of punch it in there. Norton Cuffy is quick, but yeah, he's never going to go on the end of that. I just think the Alan Campbell and Dinar, there has to be a better relationship there. I think very, very always going back rather than playing forward when it's definitely on, to either run into that space or, you know, when it's little kind of give and go. You know, Alan Campbell, he always wants you to just keep possession of the ball, and I just, with the ability that he's got, that first touch, go forward, because when it's on to do so.
Seems to be their first choice midfield now, those two. They've started the last 7 together in the Championship. There's the first yellow card of the game and a free kick. Well, Millwall wanted to take that quickly, but the referee has pulled it back because he was too busy managing to write down the name of the yellow card recipient, and you can hear the applause from the home faithful around Deepdale because Ched Evans is warming up on that far side. I mean, coming back from the kind of injury that, I mean, there's not been as much detail. It's been called a back and neck issue that had to have surgery, and well, the fact he's back already is quite remarkable.
No, it is. It is, and like you've already touched on it against the being involved with the group. It is so important. You know, you don't feel part of it when you're injured.
And the supporters very pleased to see him as well. Bradshaw just gets his head on one inside the penalty area. It was more by luck than judgment, really, after the knockdown came from Jake Cooper inside the penalty area, and it's had to play for a goal kick away to our right hand side.
Yeah, but I love that about Tom Bradshaw. You know, he's always in the move, he's always anticipating. Jake Cooper's went up, won his aerial duel, but he's headed it straight at Bradshaw, who's tried to kind of take it in his stride on the head. You know, if anything, if he's a half yard off, he's taking that on the chest and probably taking it on a half volley or a full volley and taking a shot at Woodman there. So it's just one of them, but he's always on the move, Tom Bradshaw. He must be an absolute nightmare for defenders.
Just to confirm, that yellow card was given to Dwayne Holmes for his challenge, first of the game and the 40th of the season for our referee today in his 10th fixture in the EFL. So it's a throw-in on the far side for Millwall, midway inside their own half. We've had just less than 21 minutes here on Talksport 2. It means Preston 1, Millwall 0. The goal from Maz Frockier. The advantage being secured early for Preston inside the first 3 minutes. There was actually about 2:20 on the clock as the ball struck the back of the net. A goal that you feel was probably avoidable had someone planted a challenge on the returning Jordan Story, but nobody did, and the rest, as they say, is history. A goal for Frockier, and it's his 3rd of the season for Preston North End, making a good contribution in those forward areas for Ryan Lowe's side. Annoyance on this right hand side for Norton Cuffey, and up in the commentary box from Grisawellamo as well, because that seemed the obvious ball, but instead Millwall went backwards, as he mentioned earlier. This time they've looked to switch play. The Nor out to the left hand side, where it's picked up by Murray Wallace on halfway. Wallace tries to get it forward, but it's intercepted by Whiteman, and there's a little bit more action and more time on the ball coming from Millwall in the last few minutes, but not really doing anything purposeful for it. The skipper Cooper, in the heart of that back three, wins it again and plays it out wide to that left-hand side. Wallace just tries to slide a ball down the line in towards the feet of Amaku, but can't find him, and it's out on the far side for a Millwall throw.
No, you're spot on, Adam. You know, I think Millwall, they're seeing a lot more of the ball, and I think that's why you look at the likes of Alan Campbell. You know, I think Preston have dominated it, but as soon as you get it, you want to try and keep possession, and I understand it, but you know when it's blatantly on to come to Norton Cuffey or blatantly on to go forward to Fleming, take it on. You know, don't let Preston off.
And they're keeping possession here, Millwall, just inside their own half as they play from left to right, all in orange, toward the Alan Kelly stand, which is away to our right, if you are familiar with the layout of Deepdale. Back towards halfway, where King picks it up for Preston North End, but it's sloppy from Whiteman, and it's won by the hard work of Campbell, but then it's picked up by Preston North End. The ref was going to play advantage, but there was no obvious advantage, and the challenge had been made inside the centre circle on Leadsom, and it's going to be, oh sorry, it was on Frockier, and it's going to be a talking to for Alan Campbell.
Yeah, you can see he's frustrated. You know, very good technical player as well. He enjoys games where he's seeing a lot of the ball. You know, he's there, he's chasing. If a yellow card came out there because he was very, very late, I wouldn't be surprised. So the officials been consistent, I have to say.
It's a very kind of clear 5-4-1 here for Millwall when they're out of possession, whereas you tend to find it's maybe a little more adventurous from Ryan Lowe's Preston side, despite both teams playing the three centre-halves. What a challenge from Potts. He slid in there with Campbell, has won the ball well. Then there's a slightly wild one which came after. No contact with player. All ball was made by Ben Whiteman, and it's out for a throw on the far side to Preston.
Well, it was an excellent challenge from Alan Campbell and Potts. Both went in, gave everything there. The ball goes about 20 yards in the air, and this is what you expect. You know, both teams are putting everything on the line and just Preston are shading it just with that extra little bit of quality. You know, I've got to say, I think Millwall, out of possession of the ball, I think they've been very, very well drilled, very, very well organised. But that's what you get. That's what we know. From this side, I think what the joint top with clean sheets in the championship. Yeah, they'll be disappointed with the goal they've conceded, but you can see why they don't concede many.
Oh, Potts is in acres of space on the right. Holmes gives it to him inside the penalty area. Potts plays it across. Oh, and it's dribbling through the 6-yard area. Arriving at the back post was Robbie Brady, but he couldn't quite get on the end of it. And Brady hasn't scored a club goal in nearly 3 years, and he was inches away as it runs out of play for a corner on this near side.
Well, it's excellent energy. You know, Holmes, the way to pass to Potts, he fires it across the face, the goal between the last defender and goalkeeper. I've got to say, Wes Harden being there, he's sliding now. He gets a contact on it and takes it away from the foot of Brady to go out for a corner. That could have went anywhere, but as a defender you have to make that contact, Adam. But usually it's in the back, it goes in the back of the net as an own goal.
3 years without a goal. His eyes were lighting up there, weren't they? Here's Whiteman, swings it towards the back post. It's a decent ball and it has to be just fisted away by Bukowski. He didn't get too much on it, but he got enough on it. And now a chance to break maybe on the far side from Millwall, and Imaku has gone down, and it's going to be a chance for Millwall to build something on that far side as the referee, she's given the throw or the free kick, but it's Millwall who have possession anyway as we reach the 26-minute mark here at Deepdale, and it remains Preston 1, Millwall 0.
Well, the referee's given the throw in there, but for me it's a free kick all day. Imaku, I think he's got Jordan Story. It was already committed to the challenge. I think there is contact with the ball, but he's also kind of took the ankle of Imaku there as well. So, but the referee was at the back of the challenge, so I understand it. But still, you can see by the body language of Jordan Story as he tries to get back into position with the head down.
Imaku is back up and about, which is good news. Throughout October, a reminder, the EFL is working together against racism. Football is a game for everyone, and if you witness racist or discriminatory abuse, remember there's several ways you can report it. You can do it directly to your club through Kick It Out, via the EFL's online reporting form, or of course you can do it by alerting a steward. But we want grounds and the game to be for everyone, and the EFL marking that throughout October, of course. Here's a chance to clear for, you can hear the excitement as Bukowski was well out of his area, right at the corner flag on the left-hand side. And then he got the big build-up from the Preston fans, and well, he didn't really deliver because he's pumped it into the stands, which is exactly what they were hoping for.
Yeah, you know, his distribution is very, very good. You know, I played with Bukowski at Notts County way back in the day. You know, fantastic leader as well. Good with his hands, comes out commanding. So yeah, he should be better than that.
Well, Sarkic is the one who's absent at the moment from the Millwall back line, which means he started the last 7 in the Championship. And that ball's clipped brilliantly by Keane out wide to this left-hand side. He may have work to do now because Brady's going towards the corner flag down this left-hand touchline. Staying close to him all the time was Norton Cuffey. Back into Cunningham. And then Whiteman out to Brady again on this left-hand side. Forced backwards inside his own half. And he does go back inside his own territory where Lindsay is waiting. And it's all the way at the edge of the penalty area away to our right-hand side where it's picked up by Woodman. It's good pressing from Millwall as the ball's clipped over the top for Keane to chase. Keeper's gone again, and there are the jeers and the cheers as he launches it forward, but he only finds the head of Whiteman on halfway for Preston. Holmes will flick that on towards Keane, won't reach him because the header's won by Murray Wallace, and then as it's clipped down that right-hand touchline, it's going to go out of play, and it'll be a throw to Millwall midway inside their own half. We've been playing for 28 minutes on Talksport 2. It's EFL Game Day Live, and Preston still lead here. It's Preston 1, Millwall 0.
Yeah, I think Millwall have reacted well. You know, really kind of snuffing Preston out when they come into that attacking third, or they're very timely with the challenge. But there's just certain moments that I want them to be a little bit braver. Murray Wallace there, he's playing heady tennis where he's got no one around him. Take it on your chest, and then you can play it into. You always got options with Campbell and Dunno in the middle there. They're always wanting the ball. Take it on your chest and find your man. But if you're just giving it back to Preston all the time, heady tennis, that's where the quality just needs to be a little bit better.
9th season in the Championship for Preston. Only Birmingham City have had longer in this division, uninterrupted at the moment, of the current incumbents. 13 years they've been a Championship side. So, it's consistency from Preston for sure. No relegation, but no promotion. Just wonder what the ultimate ambition is, and with the resources they have, always there or thereabouts, Preston, aren't they?
Yeah, but always kind of fall away. I think even under Alex Neil, punching above the weight and then falling away towards the end, because that depth and quality was always kind of stretched.
Still goalless, by the way, in the Merseyside derby. That game over and live on Talksport right now as part of Game Day exclusive. 0-0 there with kind of 32 minutes or so gone. Oh, chance here at the edge of the penalty area! Oh, what a strike that is from Fleming for Millwall. And his goal-scoring record against Preston North End continues. 20 yards out, curled into the top corner, beyond Freddie Woodman. It's a terrific strike, it's a terrific goal. He made it, he scored it, and it's Preston 1, Millwall 1.
What a strike. It's outstanding. It comes to him, I think it's Jake Cooper, that's right up his backside. He just rolls his man, but it's still stuck in between his feet. He doesn't need any backlift. He just bends it right into the top right-hand corner. He gets the power on the strike as well. What a finish. What a finish. And like you say, it was, when you've got quality like that, you say he likes scoring goals against Preston as well, doesn't he? So, I'm looking at it on the monitor now. It's an absolute... Woodman has no chance. The ball that's moving all over the place as well as soon as it leaves the foot.
Yeah, it's dipping as well. 3rd goal of the season for Fleming. It's his 5th in 3 games against Preston North End. He likes scoring goals against them, and he's brought Millwall level in the game here at Deepdale. 1 apiece then, and we're just beyond the half-hour mark. And it's going to be Keane who just tries to get a flick on and work that into Frokier as Preston look to respond immediately. It's another game without a clean sheet as well. That's 7 in the Championship now for Preston. They just started leaking goals when they weren't.
Well, you called it, didn't you? I think 2-1 you've said, Preston, to win this today, so it's one of them.
Favourite scoreline?
Both teams have put on a very good account. I think Adam Barrett will be delighted with how his teams reacted after conceding that very sloppy early goal.
They started slowly, didn't they? Just had to get themselves sorted, but defensively they look quite well organised. They certainly press well, and I think we've got a real game on our hands here. Out that left-hand side, it's Cooper. Cooper gets it forward again to Wallace. Wallace just back towards the keeper again, Barkowski, who will clear away to our left-hand side. 1 apiece here. 0-0 in the Merseyside derby, the 2 early kickoffs today. A reminder, we're off to St James's Park at 3 o'clock today. Newcastle taking on Crystal Palace. That's our live game here on Talksport 2, and then more live football for you coming tonight. 8 o'clock, Sheffield United against Manchester United. That's over on Talksport. And in between all that, of course, we'll have the phone in for you from 5:30. And Adrian Durham will be going round the grounds from 2:30 this afternoon on Talksport. Here's Fleming again, thinks about shooting, cuts onto his left foot, slips it towards Bradshaw, back towards Fleming, who goes down in the box. Wants a penalty, but may have been 2 Millwall players taking each other down, that being Bradshaw and Fleming. Here's Potts, just gives it back on that right-hand side to Story, who clips it clear, but Millwall have gone hemmed in, and now Holmes will try and break, loses possession far too easily, picked up by Imaku on that far side. This is better for Millwall. Nice football. Here's Campbell, gives it to Denor, back inside his own half, where it's lapped up by Jake Cooper. Now down the right-hand side, here's Harding. Where's Harding? Forward down this near touchline. Still going Harding as he just tries a cheeky little Megs that time through Brady's legs, and it's out for a throw to Millwall, level with the edge of the Preston penalty area.
Talked about Fleming, he's in the exact same position as he just scored. It was on. I'm sitting thinking, just pull the trigger again. He cuts onto his left and basically the chance is gone. And he's trying to have a little interchange with Bradshaw.
Harding with a cross, good cross as well to the edge of the 6-yard box, nodded away comfortably that time by Lindsay. Edge of the penalty area, Millwall pick it up again, worked back to Campbell. Campbell's just at the edge of the centre circle. On that left-hand side, Forward it goes once more through Wallace. Out wide on that far touchline. Picked up by Amaku. Amaku again, ball at feet. Now will look to run towards the edge of the penalty area from the angle, but instead he goes back to the low knee Campbell. Campbell now inside the penalty area, inside the half. Slips it to the edge of the penalty area where he managed to find Fleming. Fleming out wide on that far side, and then complete upending of Bryan, and that's going to be a free kick level with the edge of the box, couple of yards in from the far touchline, and Millwall on the left with a chance to put a good ball into the box.
No, excellent play from Millwall. Last 3-4 minutes really put Preston on the back foot, and I'm talking about the way that how quickly they're moving the ball, and players are kind of forcing the issue, getting forward. The movement's been excellent, and it's like one of those little interchanges on both flanks have been excellent. Good energy up and down. It's just the lack of end product. I mean, balls coming into the box, so many Millwall shots. Put the ball in, ask the question. Too many touches allowing the challenge to come. Mind you, they've won a free kick.
They have. Bryan's out there on the left. He's going to deliver it. I think Fleming has decided that he's leaving it, so it's going to be an out swinger. Plenty of the tall boys around the edge of the 6-yard box, but that's over the top of them all, and it'll be Potts who can clear out from this left-hand side, but he just lets it run, and it'll be a throw to Preston, level with the penalty spot down this left-hand touchline. You're listening to Game Day Live on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. One apiece here between Preston and Millwall, and that's good work on this near side after being put in a bit of trouble there by Brady. Cunningham did well, and in the end it's another throw about 5 or 6 yards from the corner flag down this left-hand side for Preston North End. Here's the throw, which is going to be launched forward by Cunningham, and he's got the option. I think he's going long here. Brady's the closest, and he's gone a good 20 yards away, and it's straight over his head to Norton Cuffy towards Bradshaw, and again a throw, this time to Millwall, and this is going to be level with the penalty spot down this right-hand side. Real opportunity here for Millwall, and I think they're going to try and launch this into the box.
Yeah, it's, I think it's going in. You look at all the players coming up, how far away they are. So it's just about, for Preston, being switched on, communication, go and meet the ball at its highest contact. Don't allow Millwall, and be switched on for the second phase also.
Fleming, it's really direct, that one into the edge of the 6-yard box. It bounces and is partially headed away, and a chance to clear is lost, and it's out with Fleming again wide on the right hand side, charging towards the edge of the penalty area again. Little ricochet takes it to the edge of the box where it's picked up by Campbell. Here's Wallace out wide on the right hand side. Denor, chance to deliver, does towards the back post where Imaku was waiting for the header, didn't reach him, and now Holmes with a chance to clear for Preston, but he's just intercepted en route by Wallace, and it's out of play on the far side for a throw to Preston midway inside their own half.
Well, that's another massive opportunity there for Millwall. From that throw-in, without it having contact or flicked on by anyone, it bounced right in the centre of the 6-yard box. Alan Campbell is coming on unmarked. He's got to time that better, and he's getting an absolute tap in there, 3 yards from goal.
Well, I mentioned it's the Merseyside derby taking place right now over on Talksport on Game Day exclusive. Remains 0-0, but Ashley Young has been sent off in the 37th minute for Everton. A red card. So Everton down to 10 men at Anfield against Liverpool in the Merseyside derby. If you want to hear that game, I suggest you download the Talksport app, and you can flick between the radio stations. You can also get access to all the other radio stations, Virgin Radio, etc. as well, Times Radio 2. Download the app now, and you can keep across all of our commentaries and all of our live programming, and of course listen back as well. We are entering the final 7 or 8 minutes of what's been a fantastic first half here at Deepdale. It's one apiece. Chris Owellamo alongside me, and you'd say probably that Adam Barrett's going to be the happier of the two managers.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he'll want the half-time whistle to come. His team's definitely on top. Look the more threatening, look like the team that's going to go and get the second goal. Preston have just they've been outplayed, they've been pushed back. I think Millwall, there we go.
Ball over the top, chases on here, and Maku trying to get there first, but didn't quite manage it. Good defending on this occasion by Whiteman. Out of play on the far side for a throw to Preston, midway inside their own half. You were saying?
Yeah, I think Millwall have had to fight very hard to get a foothold in the game. Preston have allowed them to do that, I think, far too easily. They're really on top. Players were asking too many, they were getting too many opportunities. Dwayne Holmes, a couple of opportunities that he should do better. Robbie Brady down this left-hand side, they're creating chances, but then all of a sudden, Millwall, a little bit brave in possession, play through the thirds, moving the ball with pace as well, really put Preston on the back foot. You got go and fight, go and challenge. They've allowed Millwall to get back into this game far too easily.
They're a well-organised, physical side who will fight, and they'll go toe-to-toe.
Yeah, but you know you're going to get that.
Yeah.
You know.
And Adam Barrett's obviously been part of that process while coaching with Gary Rowett, assisted today as well by Paul Robinson and Andy Marshall. The one thing that will probably frustrate them today is that concession of that goal early, because, you know, away from home they've only conceded 4 prior to today, and well, it's only Ipswich and Leicester that have conceded less than that. They've been terrific on the road defensively, but now they're attacking, and it's Norton Cuffy's ball inside the penalty area. Fleming's there, takes one challenge, tries to win it back, but it's a good block in the end that time from Leadsom, and the counter's on maybe. Now a chance to get forward. It's Holmes. Holmes midway inside the Millwall half, sips it into Keane at the edge of the penalty area, just evades him. He was being watched all the way by Alan Campbell. Didn't do much, Campbell, but got himself in the way and just physically held off Keane. And now Millwall trying to counter with Bradshaw inside the centre circle. Out wide to the right-hand side. Here's Norton Cuffy, striding forward. Has the ball on his right foot. Looked more comfortable on his left, to be fair, but it's going to come out wide again from Casper de Noort. And again, Norton Cuffy charging forward down this right-hand side. He's still going, still trying to force his way through, is the man on loan from Arsenal. And in the end, he gets himself a well-deserved free kick.
I thought it was excellent again from Millwall. You know, I've said about Alan Campbell always looking to play back defensively. The position that he took up to nullify Will Keane there. Dwayne Holmes driving through the centre of the Millwall midfield. It's open. The intelligence of the player, he just goes in front of Will Keane and makes sure he just marks him out the game, and then off the back of that goes and breaks forward and gets up with attack. So yeah, Millwall defending very, very well and being brave enough to play through the thirds and get the ball down and really kind of put Preston to the sword, but they need to create more in the attacking third.
What have Millwall got to offer? This one is about 17 yards out, 2 or 3 yards in from this right-hand touchline. And again, it's going to be a left footer, so this one's swinging in from Joe Bryan for sure, and he does towards the back post. Woodman comes and gets a punch on it, but all he can do is punch it behind, and it'll be a corner down that left-hand side, which Fleming will go across and take for Millwall. Keeper committed, and he got plenty on it that time.
Yes, you know, I think it's, as a player in those situations, you want your keeper to come and be dominant. You know, come out, good contact. If you make the decision to come, you have to have some sort of contact with the ball. So I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. He took his own players out as well.
Well, Fleming's decided to leave it for the outswinger of Joe Bryan, much to the annoyance of the Preston fans in that far corner of the Alan Kelly stand. Instead, they go short, and it comes back to Fleming. Now Bryan to the byline. He's done brilliantly. Cuts it back, palmed away by Woodman. They were claiming that the ball had gone out of play, and that's what Brad Potts was hoping for. But the assistant on this near side did not flag. Referee was having none of it, and in the end Preston managed to smuggle it clear.
Woodman with the contact again. You know, I think the full ball wasn't out, but
a long ball into the box. Harding's still up there, and Woodman came for it. Harding got there first, but just couldn't divert it goalwards.
Yeah, but I think Wes Harding's trying to control the ball. I think he's got to just steer it goalwards. You know, Woodman's out. He's already committed. It's an empty goal. If Wes Harding can just get a contact or a decent connection there, that's just rolling in the back of the net if it's on target.
Harding, of course, a free signing from Rotherham. He's only scored 1 career goal. He's not used to rippling the net in the attacking third, so maybe just didn't have the confidence to try that then. You are speaking from a superior striker with those hundreds of goals to your name. Not everyone's like you,
I'd have tried to head it.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? On that far side, forward it goes down that left-hand touchline. And Maku chasing after it. Just putting a little bit of pressure, but it's good defending that time from Jordan Storey. He's very composed, is Jordan Storey. Good going forward and adds plenty to that back line for Preston North End as Whiteman gets it down that far touchline. Holmes comes and wins the second ball. There was 4 white shirts raiding forward, but there's enough time there for the skipper, Cooper, to head the ball safely back into the arms of his keeper, away to our left-hand side. And we enter the final couple of minutes of this first half at Deepdale. 1 apiece here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. There's another, one of the best of kicks, sliced out and easily picked up by Brady, whose control just took it too far away from him and made it really comfortable for Millwall to get possession again. Brooke Norton Cuffy down this right-hand side for Millwall, trying to get towards the byline. Good challenge coming in this time from Frokier, who's gone very quiet in this game after a wonderful start, but it's a throw to Millwall.
Well, you say Frokier, you look at Leadsom, Whiteman. You know, they've been non-existent the last 20 minutes, so that's where you want more. It's an easy conversation for Ryan Lowe to have. at half time. You know what? They started so well, winning second balls. Distribution was great, keeping possession well, movement, ticking all the boxes, but then all of a sudden, non-existent.
Well, there's a bit of battling going on inside the 6-yard box, a bit of shirt pulling and pushing and shoving. So Fleming, who is going to launch another one of his long throws from down this right-hand side, never with a penalty spot, has to step back, gives him more time to clean the ball on what is a fairly greasy surface, because we have seen a bit more drizzly rain during the first half here at Deepdale. As I said, not full, plenty of empty seats around as well. And I came here at the towards the back end of last season against Blackburn, obviously local derby. Place was rocking, but they're a little quieter because it's 1-1 and Millwall having the better of it. And after the talking to, 3 of them end up on the floor, 2 Preston players and Jake Cooper. And the decision of the referee is, I'll tell you what, we'll just have a free kick to Preston North End, which they'll take away to our right-hand side.
Yeah, I think the referee's been good, Matt Donoghue. You know, I think he's positioning, he's up to play. I think he's called that one right. You know, Jake Cooper is all very, very handsy when it comes to that. You know, I think it's both players are at it, but I thought it was spot on.
Long ball punted forward by Woodman, trying to find Brady down this left-hand touchline for Preston North End, but couldn't get on the end of it, the man in the white shirt, and that's given away in the middle of the park again. Fleming wins it well, but he's gone down, and I think the referee's going to call that back for a foul. Well, it looked like a 50-50 challenge, but Fleming's the player that's become injured, and I think the referee not happy, and there's going to be a talking to here. Not sure whether we're going to see a card come out or not, but it's a conversation with Ryan Leadsom. I was just saying he's not done too much. He's just got himself involved there.
Well, I think Matt Donoghue, I think he was going to blow as soon as he seen the challenge. He just waited to see if Millwall had advantage. I think it was great.
He's done that well.
I think he's done it very well.
2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half here on Talksport 2. It remains Preston 1, Millwall 1. And it's a free kick for the visitors. Just at the edge of the centre circle. Everyone has gone forward. It's only Brian and Norton Cuffey who are with the ball. It's going to be Norton Cuffey who's actually going to take this. Quite a high line here from Preston. They've tried to clip it round the back as well, looking for Amaku who's out there, but it's Potzel shepherded out of play, and that will be a goal kick away to our right-hand side for Preston. Heading towards half-time in the Merseyside derby that's over live on Talksport right now. In fact, it is half-time. It's Liverpool 0, Everton 0, but Everton are down to 10 men. Ashley Young sent off 8 minutes before half-time. That's going to be a tricky second period for the visitors at Anfield in the Merseyside derby this lunchtime, but it's live right now over on Talksport. If you fancy that game, then you can flick across the app, of course. Well, I'd rather you stayed with us, though, if I'm honest, because this has been a cracking first half, where it remains 1-1. Holmes down that right-hand touchline. Well, bills for handball. That's hit the referee in the centre circle as Preston were gathering up possession again. And it will be possession given to Preston, because they certainly had the advantage on that occasion by referee Matt Donoghue.
Great little touch from the referee to put Fleming through there, wasn't it?
It was. Fleming just, I think, arguing to say, well, actually, is it really that one-sided? I think it was very one-sided, and Tom Bradshaw being pushed out the way by the referee to say, just let them have their moment. Checks his watch. We're into the second minute of the added time at the end of the first half. Clipped forward to Keane, who, apart from early on, we've not seen much of, but then there's a few Preston players who were there in the first 10-15 minutes but then disappeared, and there's a couple of boos around as well. Expectations are high here at Deepdale, and they had the perfect start inside 3 minutes. Maz Frockier getting on the end of a lovely run, and from Jordan Storey, flicked from Will Keane. Frockier's goal separating the two sides, his third of the season after just 2.5 minutes, but cancelled out by a wonderful strike from Zion Fleming from the edge of the penalty area. 3 for the season for him, 5 in 3 against Preston North End. And frankly, from that point on, Millwall have dominated the game. Plenty to be said at half-time by Ryan Lowe, you feel. And not so bad in your first 45 minutes of a new caretaker spell for Adam Barrett. Half-time here at Deepdale on Talksport 2. It's Preston 1, Millwall 1.
Cheers, Adam. Well, what a start for Preston. That goal inside the opening couple of minutes. Chris Owellamo, but Millwall have reacted really, really well. They'll be the happier in the dressing room at half-time.
Yeah, I think Yeah, I think Adam Barrett will be absolutely delighted. You know, I think, sloppy goal to concede. You can see they reacted well, but Preston still had some big opportunities the following 10-15 minutes after that. That's where Ryan Lowe said, you've got to be clinical. They're the best at it in the Championship with the shot conversion, so they've had opportunities, but Millwall just got stronger and stronger, and got brave, played through the thirds, passed the ball around, and then end product as well. Fantastic strike from Fleming, made it all on his own as well, got away from his man, 22 yards from, just hits it into the top right hand corner. Movement on the ball was ridiculous, Mark, but they look like the team that's going to go on and get the second goal. I don't think Adam Barrett would have wanted the half-time whistle to come, so he's got to make sure the right things are getting said. They're completely in control in this game, but they know that Preston's going to come out. Preston are at home. I'm watching the fans walk in, they're all shaking their head. There's a couple of boos as well. It just shows you the expectation here at Deepdale.
Yeah, what about the home dressing room then? What will Ryan Lowe be saying to his troops at half-time?
Well, there's too many players that started so well that all of a sudden just disappeared. You're looking at Ledson and Whiteman, who's in the heart of that midfield. They're getting overrun. So it's important that the first 15, 20 minutes, 25 minutes, they were getting the ball down, they were driving forward, getting the right challenges in, winning all the second balls, aerial duels. The distribution was fantastic. Then all of a sudden they disappeared because Millwall went, we're finding that second best, so straight away we've got to do something different. And they've not had the answers, so it'll probably be a very timely opportunity for Ryan Lowe to say, right, okay, this is what I need. And I'm expecting them to come out and take control of this game again, Mark.
Well, go enjoy your half-time cup of tea, Chris. We'll be back for the second half at Deepdale. But what a start to Game Day Live on Talksport 2. Preston off to a fly in front inside 3 minutes, but Millwall levelling up through Fleming at the break. Preston 1, Millwall 1. We'll be looking ahead to our second live and exclusive national radio commentary on Talksport 2 this afternoon. Newcastle are taking on Crystal Palace. I've just seen Sandro Tonali making his way into the home dressing room. Will he feature? We'll find out in the next 40 minutes or so. We'll preview that game with our summariser, former Sunderland and England man Mickey Gray. That coming up next here on Talksport 2. But at the break, it's Preston 1, Millwall 1.
Talksport 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League. Talksport 2 is your dynamic destination for all the latest sporting action, featuring live commentary of all the biggest events, including football, PGA golf, horse racing, Premiership rugby, cricket, boxing, and all the big-hitting drama of the NFL. Touchdown! Plus, Talksport 2's official betting partner, William Hill, is always on hand with the insight and in-depth analysis you need. Talksport 2 with official betting partner, William Hill. Get epic value all season with William Hill. 18+, begambleaware.org.
30 million people around the world are just like me.
I value being able to easily build an investment portfolio.
I value knowing my investment firm has been recommended by Which for investment platforms 5 years in a row.
And I value knowing I'm with a company that's put clients first for over 45 years. Join the 30 million investors around the world who value getting Vanguard value.
Hey, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Vanguard. Value to investors. When investing, your capital is at risk.
Here's football legend Jamie Redknapp for new hands-free Skechers slip-ins footwear.
Imagine playing football against no defence or goalkeeper. How easy would that be? That's what it's like putting on my new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. There's nothing stopping my foot from just going in. I just step in and I'm done, with no bending down to touch my shoes. So how do Skechers slip-ins work? It's like they have an invisible built-in shoehorn, so my foot slides into place. Then the Hill Pillow technology keeps my foot comfy and secure.
Find Skechers slip-ins at a Skechers store or skechers.co.uk.
Paint your walls a shade that'll get your neighbours staring. At Wickes, get Dulux Standard 2.5 litre coloured emulsion was £21, now £15. Be house proud with Wickes. Terms apply.
And they're coming down the final furlong now. And Long Drive Home is being chased down by I'm Tired. I wish I didn't have to drive home is losing ground as Better Get a Travelodge is coming up fast. Long Drive Home is fading as Better Get a Travelodge comes tearing up on the inside and Better Get a Travelodge takes it!
Sporting event coming up? Better Get a Travelodge. Find king-size comfort up and down the country at travellodge.co.uk.
New Epic Eats Bangin' Barbecue from McCoy's. Fire up your taste buds with a blend of smoky, sweet, and subtle spice. Epic flavor, epic crunch, epic eats. Because only the real McCoy's taste like the real McCoy's.
Your
call is really important to us.
Waiting. Frustrating, isn't it? Especially when you've got plans. Whether you're thinking of revamping your home or looking for ways to move your business forward, we'll help you get there with finance that's right for you. So don't let your plans get stuck on hold. Join over 1 million customers who trust us to deliver the right finance solutions to get them moving. Search navuna.co.uk and get there sooner with Navuna.
Live Gallagher Premiership Rugby on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon from 3.
He's got it up in the air. He's kicked it. What a strike!
Get tough tackling rugby union commentary as Harlequins take on Exeter Chiefs.
Harlequins have their bonus point try. Danny Kerr it is.
Harlequins take on Exeter Chiefs.
Yes, says the referee. Try scored.
Tomorrow afternoon from 3 on Talksport 2.
The unstoppable force of live football.
Brilliant goal!
EFL Game Day Live
on Talksport 2.
Oh, he's got away from 2. Beats another one. He's still going. Isak still going. What a run this is. And it's a chance and it's in. What a goal.
This is really just the start. Sit up Europe. Newcastle United are well and truly back centre stage.
Towards Mateta. Mateta's clear. Mateta for Crystal Palace.
We're pushing the top half of the table and as high as we can. I mean, you get European places now in, 7?
Progression is a top 10 finish. They've only done it once since returning back to the Premier League.
Oh, what a fantastic goal! Miguel Almiron!
We're just taking small steps. I can see a group that's really motivated to do well, so that's all we look to continue.
Finished here at Old Trafford. Manchester United 0, Crystal Palace 1.
I think the squad's good. I think the squad is capable of some very good things.
Incredible joy, though, for Roy Hodgson, a Croydon boy, a Crystal Palace fan.
And that's Geordie Joy on Tyneside tonight.
Yeah, will there be more Geordie Joy this afternoon at St James's Park? We'll find out. Newcastle against Crystal Palace is our second live and exclusive commentary here on Talksport 2 this afternoon. If you've just joined us elsewhere, Liverpool 0, Everton 0. Everton down to 10. Ashley Young sent off for 2 bookable offences in the first half. And in our other commentary game today, Preston, they're 1-1 with Millwall. Second half of that one coming up. We've got live commentary of Newcastle against Crystal Palace to come. Glad to say joining me in the commentary box for this one will be the Sunderland. I'll say that now because there's no one here. The Sunderland legend, Mickey Gray. Well, pleased to say you got in. That's the first thing.
3 hours before kick-off.
Yeah,
Mark.
good man. Yeah, I knew you were a clever man. Look, this fixture last year, 3 games, 0-0, all of them. Surely we're going to get some goals today, aren't we?
Well, they all seem to be tight encounters, don't they? I mean, if you go back through the years, I think they've only scored more than 1 goal either side in 2 of the last 15. So it's an encounter where I think we're probably looking at Roy Hodgson today, knowing that Newcastle and how much they've made this place a fortress. He's got to kind of set his side up to be difficult to beat and maybe catch Newcastle on the break if they possibly can, or maybe thinking that Newcastle might have one eye on Dortmund on Wednesday night.
Yeah, possibly. Look, we can't dance around it. We've got to ask the question. Sandro Tonali, he's here. He's in the dressing room. We've seen him come into the ground today. If you were Eddie Howe, would you pick him today?
Well, I certainly put him in the squad. I don't know if he'd be in the starting 11, going back as well to talking about that game on Wednesday night. I think that might be important for Tonali, but we can only imagine what he's gone through as an individual, Mark, can't we, in the situation he's found himself in. But I would think as a player, the training ground and match days are the only little bit of freedom that he will get, certainly in his head. And he's such a wonderful player and he's been outstanding since he walked through the door at Newcastle. I think that's the way that Eddie Howe's got to think. He's got to try and put out his best team whenever he possibly can. And that means today that, without a doubt, I think he'll be involved in some part.
And we mentioned, you mentioned that Palace hard to beat. That's what Roy Hodgson will beat. 3 clean sheets in the Premier League back to back. They are hard to beat, aren't they now?
Well, they are, and you have to take into consideration as well. He's having to use his squad at the moment with the people like Elise and Eze being out without having injuries as well. And I watched them at Manchester United before the international break, and they were fantastic. They deservedly won that game. They created so many opportunities, and eventually got over the line and won that game. And I know Roy Hodgson's got a fantastic record against Manchester United, but he's also got a pretty decent record against Newcastle when he was in his last stint at Crystal Palace as well. He won a couple of times here at St James's Park. So he'll be trying to make a hat-trick if he possibly can. But I wouldn't expect a flamboyant Crystal Palace today, whereas I think when you look at Newcastle and what's happening in this stadium and the electricity that's zooming around this stadium, there's an expectation of winning football matches, and we've seen so far this season, certainly against Sheffield United, when they start scoring goals, they don't want to stop. And they'll want to do that in front of their home fans today, having that little break as well.
Have you been impressed with how they've handled? We were all wondering how they get on in Europe. Obviously, we thought it was going to be a really tough group, and it might yet prove to be, but they couldn't have started it much better, could they?
Well, I mean, when it came out, I think everybody looked at it, didn't they, and thought, oh my goodness, Newcastle have found themselves in the group of death. But they slogged out, let's say, a draw in Milan, which was absolutely fantastic, just to get them off the mark. But that performance against Paris Saint-Germain, look, I don't think Paris Saint-Germain are the same force that they have been over the years, but they've still got individual players who can just blitz you, can't they? And they never let that happen. And overall, you talk about atmospheres around Europe. At the moment, it is the 12th man here at St James's Park. It pains me to say it, I have to say. I mean, it's just fantastic. There's no getting away from it. They've got everything completely right so far. They haven't gone out and spent silly money on individual players like 100, 120 million pounds. They've brought in the players that they've needed to bring in. They've strengthened the squad because they're in more competitions this season, and they just seem to be getting it right, which is fantastic for the club.
And today, 8th against 9th going into it, but a win for Palace all of a sudden. And despite those injuries, they're on the edge of the European spots.
No, absolutely. And I think Crystal Palace have had a very good start to the season. You can talk about performances, but I think at the end of the day, Mark, what it's got to come down to is results. But they certainly seem to be getting those. You mentioned there just before about the 3 clean sheets, unbeaten in 3, and they want to try and make that 4 if they possibly can. And I think with having Roy in charge, I think there's a respect there from the players. Most of the players in this squad, they know Roy Hodgson. They know how he wants to set up. Ray Lewington coming back to the club as well. It's a vast experience. 2 guys who know the Premier League inside out. And they know that it changes every single season, but they've been able to adapt, and this is why they're still around. And I think it's just fantastic. And look, they'll go through spells where they lose 3 or 4 games on the bounce, but they can certainly go on a run of unbeaten for 4 or 5 as well.
Well, Mickey, look forward to you joining us for the commentary live and exclusive here on Talksport 2 of Newcastle United against Crystal Palace. All that's to come, but before that, well, there's a big second half in store at Deepdale. We had a cracker of a first half, but which team will take control in the second period? It's Preston 1, Millwall 1. The second half comes next here on Talksport 2. Will the Lions roar, or will Preston get back to winning ways?
Here's Holmes with the first shot of the game from the edge of the penalty area, 25 yards out. Just bounced down nicely for him after a really poor clearance by Casper De Noor. Now a chance maybe to charge towards the edge of the penalty area. Still going here into Keane, who tries to shoot. Shot to goal! And Preston North End lead. And just 2.5 minutes on the clock. And it's Mads Frockia who finds the back of the net.
The composure, just decide for it to enter the bottom right hand corner. It was an excellent finish.
Where was the tackle, Chris? Where was any tackle? What kind of pace here have we got on Emaku, who's towards the edge of the penalty area? No one going to him. Gets the chance to hit the shot, which he does, and it's deflected and it's saved. Tipped onto the crossbar by Woodman. Potts is in acres of space on the right. Holmes gives it to him inside the penalty area. Potts plays it across. Oh, and it's dribbling through the 6-yard area. Defensively, they look quite well organised. They certainly press well, and I think we've got a real game on our hands here. Chance here at the edge of the penalty area! Oh, what a strike that is from Fleming for Millwall.
What a finish. What a finish.
Not so bad in your first 45 minutes of a new caretaker spell for Adam Barron. Half-time here at Deepdale, Preston 1, Millwall 1.
Great first 45 minutes to get us into Game Day Live. Don't forget, Newcastle Palace to come here live and exclusive on Talksport 2, and Sheffield United, Manchester United live on Talksport, exclusively live from 8 tonight. But let's get back to the Championship, where all the thrills and spills entertain us week in, week out. Who will get the 3 points at Deepdale? Let's find out with our commentary team, Chris Owellamo and Adam Bridge.
Thank you, Mark. Perfect timing. Whistle just blown by referee Matt Donoghue. We are back underway. The sun's back out here at Deepdale, and it's 1 apiece, as you say, at half-time. Cracking opening 45 minutes. Really was good. A real battle between these two sides as well, with the visitors taking the better of it as the game wore on in that opening 45. No changes at half-time, so the teams as they were. So Woodman's in goal. It's Story, Lindsay and Cunningham at the back for Preston. Potts and Brady, the wing-backs. Leadsom and Whiteman in midfield, and Holmes, the goal-scorer, Frockia, and Keane leading the line. I'll run you through the Millwall team in a few moments, because there's defensive work required here down this right-hand side by Jordan Story, who was under pressure from Adomo Emaku on his first start for Millwall today. Throw in to Millwall down this left-hand touchline. It's going to be taken by Joe Bryan. Bryan short, infield. Flicked on towards Imaku again, who's done really well. Fleming opening up for him again, 25 yards out. Thought about the shot, but just got stuck under his feet. Here's Norton Cuffy on the far side. Infield to Campbell inside the box. Campbell squirts the shot away. Very tame, though, and safely into the arms of Freddie Woodman.
Well, I have to say it's been a poor start from Preston. You know, you're thinking the likes of Ledson and Whiteman are going to be switched on, getting in the faces of players. They're not even going for headers. You've got Fleming coming back, flicking headers on, taking the ball down, driving it to defence, and then Alan Campbell getting the ball and 12 yards from goal. You know, it's too easy. It's too easy. So I'm sure there was some harsh words said at half-time. Ryan Lowe, even the players amongst themselves, we can't allow Millwall to dominate as the way that. Well, you've got to go out and show exactly that.
As Potts gets it towards the edge of the penalty area, now wide on the left-hand side. Brady on the angle of the box tries to play a ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. He's trying to find Frockier, but the pass was awful. Easily intercepted for Millwall. And now a chance for Campbell. Campbell's looking forward. He's got Fleming ahead of him. Fleming's absolutely clattered from behind by Liam Lindsay. No intention to get the ball there. He was taking man first and ball eventually.
And lucky again, not to bring out the yellow card, but I've got to say Alan Campbell there receives it in a very, very tight area. He just kind of opens up and he's got the full pitch to play. And that's what he brings, you know, in tight situations. He always wants the ball. I might say that he was going back all the time, a little bit negative, but because Preston was so dominant, Millwall weren't seeing a lot of the ball, so you just want to keep possession of it, get those passes in, build the confidence up, and to be fair, they've been excellent, Millwall.
Norton Cuffy's ball in is overhit. I'm surprised with Campbell as well, only one Scotland cap. It's, you know, I've always thought him to be a really combative midfielder.
Well, who's going to come in instead of? You know, you're looking at Callum McGregor, Billy Gilmore, Scott McTominay, you know.
I was thinking more in the recent years when you were in the doldrums, before you started flying high, you Scots.
Just Scott Brown, and you know what I mean, it's just it doesn't get any easier. Darren Fletcher.
Yeah, all right. Let's run you through that Millwall team. Barkowski in goal. Harding, Cooper and Wallace are the three at the back. Norton, Cuffy and Bryan, the wing-backs. Denore and Campbell in midfield with Fleming, Maku and Bradshaw leading the line for this Millwall side. One apiece in here on Talksport 2 then. We've been playing in this second half so far for, well, not too long, about 3.5 minutes, and Millwall certainly having the better of the early exchanges as they tap the goal away to our left-hand side. Preston are attacking the Alan Kelly goal to the right in this second half. That's one on halfway, and again another foul, and they're drawing the fouls between them, Campbell and Denore, and I think Preston felt they were going to get one there, but I think that the infringement had already taken place.
Well, you said 7-8 games now. Campbell and Denore have been playing together, very, very evident. But I'm looking at the likes of Ledson and Whiteman as well. You know, one goes, they both go together. They're completely overrunning the Preston midfield too. It cannot happen. You know, I understand challenges are going in, but these are good technical players that have that kind of grit as well. You know, they can challenge, they can get on the ball, they can dictate the tempo of the game, and they're second best today.
Bryan goes all the way back to Barkowski, despite being on the halfway line. It's launched forward by the Millwall keeper first time. Header won that time by Lindsay. This was a fair header. Norton Cuffy picks it up though for Millwall on the far side. And again, there's challenges going in from Preston, but not really committed, and the use of the ball when they do win it isn't the best. Millwall certainly having the better of the early exchanges in this second half, and well, in essence, this game has picked up where we left off at the end of the first.
Exactly like that. You know, I think Preston, what they have to do now is just keep possession of the ball. You know, even if it's in the defensive unit, just keep possession, really frustrate Millwall, and then go forward with quality as they were doing the first 20-25 minutes of the game. But they've allowed Millwall to take complete control. So, and it's always harder to try and take it back. But they've got that quality in their side. But look at this. That's Brady again.
Yeah, giving away on the far side. And well, they've got quite lucky here. Frockier has picked it up and slips the ball through to Holmes, who was running into the penalty area. Just too much on it from Frockier. That was quite fortunate. And the applause is ringing around Deepdale, but don't be misled. That was a bit of luck that fell Preston's way, and they almost capitalised.
Well, you still have nothing. Mads Crockier there, you know. Again, he's tried to force the pass a little bit too much, purchase on it for Dwayne Holmes to get on the end of. But you know, it's that's Preston's afternoon. You know, they were dominant. They were using the ball well, and got a little bit fortunate there and just never had that quality to pick the right pass.
It's Potts on the right hand side, back infield he goes to Story, and then he'll bypass Lindsay and find Cunningham midway inside his own half on the just over half of the pitch that's bathed in sunshine in the northwest after the torrential rain of the last few days. Wherever you're listening, I do hope you're keeping safe and warm today. Well, the referee has blown up here, and you were about to say it, as was I. It's never a foul in a million years on Jordan Story. It's Amaku that's been penalised. It's not a foul.
No, it's not a foul. It's not a foul. But what I will say is Jordan Story's driving forward, head up. Where's the options? You know, Will Keane, for me, I think he's excellent. He's been very much isolated today, feeding off scraps. But Jordan Story, he had a full half to run into there, but he's wanting to release the ball. That's when he has to take responsibility, drive into that space. You know, make other players' minds up by you taking responsibility by being so aggressive with the ball.
I have to say, I think Preston are missing an Alan Brown today, who's on the bench.
Yep.
Can't be long before we see here, because he can dominate in those midfield roles. And how long before maybe they give Ched Evans a chance? I know it's his first game back after that horrendous injury, but you just feel that they need some focal point alongside Keane.
They do, but they still need to be getting the service, Adam. I know you're saying about Ched Evans, but you bring Ched Evans on and you're not getting the ball into the box, you're not getting into good position in wide areas.
Frockie's done well down that left-hand side, cut back towards Keane, who couldn't quite get there. Brady with the ball back. Frocky again will go towards the edge of the penalty area. He's putting it back into no man's land, where it's comfortably picked up for Millwall again. Fleming gathers possession, gives it back inside the penalty area to Harding. Harding will turn inside his own box and get away from Frocky and then pump it forward up towards Bradshaw. He's another player who's not seen too much of the ball, but he's tirelessly working for Millwall. One apiece here on Talksport 2.
Yeah, it's better from Preston though. You know, Croker with that weight of pass to Brady there, and I think it was an excellent cutback. But like you say, Millwall defensively in the right positions and not just clearing it, stopping the ball, controlling the ball, trying to pass out from the defensive unit. Very impressive, but much better from Preston down that left-hand side.
8 minutes played in the second half on Talksport 2. It remains one apiece here at Deepdale between Preston and Millwall. Potts goes up to try and win the header and wins the throw for his side. The final touch coming off Joe Bryan, of course, scored those goals to help Fulham get into the Premier League in that playoff final against Brentford. I think he's on his haunches, but he's an old war horse, is Bryan. He's going to be up and I say old, he's only 30, but you know what I mean. Feels like he's been around for a long time.
I think that's an outlet though, Brad Potts, you know, down that right hand side, you know, because he's got that physicality. So whenever you're under pressure, because Millwall without the ball I think have been excellent, so you drag them over one side. They've got players like Liam Lindsay, you're looking at Jordan Story, even Cunningham, that can just switch a play. Potts is always an outlet. He'll go and win his aerial duels. He's got that energy up and down, and he's got end product, as we've already seen today.
Holmes picks it up on the right-hand side after Frocky lost the pass. A ball to Potts, but it was just played to the feet of Murray Wallace that time. And I mean, that's the problem. There's just too many players giving the ball away in this Preston side. Ryan Lowe looks exasperated as he makes his way to the edge of the technical area again to probably try and give a few more instructions across.
Well, it's just small margins. You know, you're looking at, they see the pass, but they just, where they've been executing it the first 25 minutes perfectly well. It's just it's a simple pass to Potts from Dwayne Holmes here, and he's getting it all wrong.
And now an opportunity for Millwall again. It's picked up by Norton Cuffy on halfway, but loses out. Harding gets it forward to Norton Cuffy again, who scoops the ball over the top towards Bradshaw. Lindsay will have to deal with it, and he does, but concedes the throw to Millwall on the far side, midway inside Preston territory. As across the blue sky in front of us, there are some rather dark scudding clouds arriving right now. And what's been a lovely day so far up in the northwest of England, and a terrific game of football to entertain us as well. Norton Cuffy gives it short to Denor, gets it back again to Harding on halfway. He's happy to play to Cooper. He's got Wallace outside him to this left-hand side. Support provided by Bryan. Bryan on this near touchline. Looks to go down that side as Wallace has continued the run into a more advanced position and was going to be the overlapping fullback in that instance from his centre-half position. And the referee just forcing Bryan back to take this throw, more like in the midway section of the Preston North End half. We've had 10 minutes of the second half. It remains 1-1 in the Championship. Remind, of course, last night a game called off where Ipswich could well have gone to the head of the table. That's brilliant work by Imaku towards the edge of the box where he finds Fleming. Now wide on this left-hand side is Brian. Brian with a chance to deliver first time. Potts blocks it, gets it back. Brian now clips the ball towards the back post. Has to be headed away, and is by Robbie Brady, because arriving round the back was Norton Cuffy, and that's going to be a corner on that far side for Millwall.
Well, excellent from Joe Bryan down this left-hand side. I thought Brad Potts get in defensively sound, stopped the cross from coming in, but Joe Bryan just manipulated the ball, created that half yard, and just dug it out, hung up at the back. And that's the disappointing thing, when your full-back and your wing-backs get the ball, you know the player, you know what they've got. You've got to try and anticipate that. Someone has to be coming in from the back area there. Everyone had went to the middle and near post.
Still 0-0 in the Merseyside derby that kicked off at the same time as us this lunchtime. That's over on Talksport as part of Game Day exclusive. A reminder, Everton are down to 10 men though after Ashley Young was sent off. But they're 10 minutes into the second half there, and it remains goalless. Kevin Campbell, Ray Houghton and Sam Matterface on that one for you. Swung towards the 6-yard box. Woodman gets a touch on it. Nothing convincing. And there's just a bevy of bodies, about 7 or 8. And the ball comes down in the middle of them and eventually gets cleared away. But Millwall have it again on halfway and will attack once more. This time down this left-hand side. Fleming's in the more advanced position. He's got support there from Jake Cooper as well, who has gone forward, and Wallace, who's hugging this near touchline. Fleming goes down, but Bradshaw's picked up the loose ball 25 yards out from goal, feeds that ball onto Campbell, and then it's given away again. And now a chance to break. Well, Lindsay's done brilliantly in the centre circle, clips it to the right. Dwayne Holmes, the first touch of his chest was too much, and Millwall win it back through Wallace. And now inside the centre circle, Denor for Millwall, all in orange, down that right-hand side. Brilliantly taken on by Norton Cuffy. He's going to run at Brady. Tries to go outside him. Then looks to cut back inside. He's done brilliantly. He's taken Brady out the game. Left foot swings it in towards Fleming, who's diving for the header. And it's just over the top of him.
Well, I've got to say it's been excellent play from both sets of players. Liam Lindsay there, he's driving out, and it's an excellent little dink with his left to Dwayne Holmes. He's tried to cush it in his chest, but the touch got away from him. And then on the other side, fantastic play, Norton Cuffy, end product, ball coming in, and who's in there trying to get his second goal of the day is Fleming, and he's not a million miles away. I think if it wasn't a bad ball, but he's trying everything. I think he's marshalled very, very well by Jordan Storey there at the back post area.
We'll get the team news from our 3 o'clock kick-off this afternoon, our live and exclusive commentary here on Talksport 2. That's Newcastle against Crystal Palace. We'll be with Mark for the team news in around about 10 minutes time or so. All eyes, of course, on that Newcastle starting lineup. If you want to follow Game Day Live and keep across all the games going on this afternoon, not just in the Premier League, but also throughout the EFL and the National League as well, Game Day Live with Adrian Durham, Dean Ashton, Ray Parler and Tash Dowie is over on TalkSport from 2:30. And of course, the only place that you'll get that classified results service is at 5 o'clock. And then tonight, a reminder, Sheffield United against Manchester United is live on TalkSport. It's another exclusive game for us from the Premier League. Ian Danter will be alongside Lucy Ward, the former Leeds women's striker for that one. Here's Potts on the right-hand side, clipping a ball forward towards Holmes. He's got the first touch on it, but again, it's too much. And Holmes' contribution to this game has been sketchy in parts, I think it's fair to say. It's one apiece here. And it's a throw to Millwall down in this left-hand corner on Talksport 2. Chris Wellham's alongside them.
Yeah, it's been better. Preston, I think, getting back into passing the ball, keeping possession. I think putting Millwall back. I've got to say, Millwall without the ball, I think out of possession, all organised, know the responsibilities, working hard for each other, making it very, very difficult from Preston. But they are getting back into the match with a little bit more quality, Preston. Oh, here we go.
It's brilliant from Adomo Emaku. Still going. The challenge from Cunningham. He'll be penalised for it. Emaku is down. Cunningham may well get a card here, I think, potentially. It was great skill from him. I've been really impressed with Emaku.
Well, you heard the challenge from here. I think Cunningham's staying down because I think he took a sore one as well, but the referee, I think, is definitely going to caution him. He took Emaku out. It was great ability. And he's shown that. He's been ever present, hasn't he? Every opportunity he gets to be direct and drive. He's created fantastic opportunities. He's taken a few shots on, which you can't really take away from him. He created them himself. It's just that experience when to give it to someone in a better position. but fantastic quality.
Cunningham for a moment there. You know, sometimes like Italians do when they put their fingers together when they're trying to explain something and go, how has that happened? He's just tried that with the referee. I don't think there's really any excuse for that.
No, not at all. Not at all. He took him out, but again, the referee, Matt Donoghue, was right up to play there, positioning fantastically well again.
16 minutes gone in the second half on Talksport 2. Preston 1, Millwall 1 as things stand. Another caution. The only two of the game so far have been towards Preston players. A couple of changes coming, I think, for Preston. The bench is here on the far side from us, so we'll get a steer in a moment as Brian lifts the ball into the penalty area. Helped on its way, but Woodman will gather that. It was the header from Cooper, comfortably gathered by the keeper. When he's bowled that one out, and Norton Cuffy immediately closing in on Brady, and Holmes is forced to help out, gives it back to Cunningham. They've got away with this. Leadsom will give it to Whiteman on this right hand side. Potts is going to start driving forward down this near touchline, but instead they go out to the left once more, where it's picked up by Cunningham. Brady on halfway, clips it forward to Holmes. Holmes just spins away from Campbell. Holmes towards the byline. Can he get the crossover? He does, towards Keane, who can't get there. It's cut out first, but he was fouled in the process as he delivered the ball. The challenge from Harding, who may well be getting booked here as well. Potentially, no, he's walking away, and it's going to be a free kick right by the byline.
I thought it was excellent from Dwayne Holmes. You know, I think he rolled his man. He's driving it, Wes Harding, and he just got that yard. Great ball across, had to be defended well, but the referee again plays advantage where there is a late challenge from Harding on Dwayne Holmes. So yeah, not much better from Preston down that left hand side.
Liam Miller is coming on to replace Robbie Brady, and Dwayne Holmes, who's just won that free kick, he's also departing for Preston in one of two changes here, and it's going to be Milutin Osmajic, the striker, that's coming on to replace Holmes. So a couple of changes. Osmajic and Miller, the players to enter the fray. Miller, the Canadian, on loan from Basel, scored on his debut against Plymouth for Preston, and Osmajic, the striker that was brought in the summer, only scored one goal so far, but he's straight into the thick of the action with his free kick for Preston on the far side. All lurking around the edge of that 6-yard box. It's midway between the edge of the penalty area and the corner flag. Yard in from the byline, clipped towards the edge of the 6-yard box, but it's comfortably headed away, and it'll be a throw down this right hand side.
No, I don't think the changes surprises me. You know, I think Brady, the quality he's got, just kind of fell out of the game. Dwayne Holmes, as much as he's improved the last few minutes, I thought he's been poor. You know, touches, his passing, his distribution. So no surprise the changes have been made.
Early ball clipped in towards Osmajic, who didn't quite reach him. It was headed away, but I think the oohs and ahs around Deepdale, because the line was good, but just not enough on it to get anywhere near Osmajic on this occasion. Here's Keane, who drops a little deeper to pick that one up and finds Whiteman. I'm surprised him and Leadsom are still out there, if I'm brutally honest, because if anyone was going to get hooked, it could have been either of those two.
But you're looking at Keane again, you know, holds the ball up well, sets, brings other players in, fantastic quality.
Nice touch from Miller as well. Infield he goes, where he finds Leadsom, and now on halfway down this right hand side, it's Jordan Story as well, the former Exeter centre-half. Now Potts trying to run away down this right-hand side, but again, gets no break. Denor's got a poor touch on it though, and he ran it towards his own corner flag, almost out of play, but instead he concedes the throw a couple of yards from the corner flag down the right-hand side.
Well, much better from Preston, really forcing the issue. Brad Potts putting that pressure on Denor. You know, you're thinking, what's he going to do? He's took a big touch. It's going out for a corner to Preston, but again, he's done whatever he can just to make sure it's a throw-in for Preston in the attacking area, the attacking third.
Potts does well. 20 minutes gone in the second half. It remains 1-1 here on Talksport 2. Team news coming from St James's Park in just over 5 minutes or so. Here's Potts circling round, still going with that 44 on his back, into Keane, and then it's almost a 1-2 between him and Cunningham as he tried to put it through to Keane at the edge of the penalty area. Miller, the substitute, towards the byline. Good challenge from Norton Cuffy, but he does concede the corner on the far side, and those two changes have certainly woken up the Lily Whites faithful.
Well, listen to that. Now Liam Miller, he's staying, he's hugging the line. As soon as he gets the ball, he's driving at Norton Cuffy. You know, it's an excellent defensive challenge, I have to say, to put it out for a corner, but that's what you want, isn't it? Players taking responsibility and being direct.
taken short. Here's Whiteman, chance to ping it in, does low, not really what he wanted, I think. He was looking to curl that with some pace towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Miller's done brilliantly here, though. He's got away from Emakhu down this right-hand side, and it's a free kick. And Emakhu's going to get a yellow card for that challenge from the referee, and it'll be an opportunity for Preston here.
And he's pulled his hamstring, I think, as well.
Yeah, it looks like he has picked up an injury, the youngster, as well. Well, after what's been an excellent game for him on his first start for Millwall, I've got a funny feeling his day's coming to an end with a yellow card and an injury.
Yeah, he was waving over to the bench straight away there. I thought Liam Miller done excellently well. Took a big touch, ran round outside of Emakhu there, but he followed him all the way. Oh no, wait a minute, he's jogging off here. Well, if you pulled your hamstring, you just wouldn't be able to do that as well. So maybe it was just cramp.
20 minutes gone. 1-1. Game's on a knife edge. Either side could walk away with this one. Right hand side, Whiteman to deliver, level with the edge of the box, midway between the penalty area and the touchline down this right hand side for Preston North End. Can the home side get themselves back in front in this game? Right footed, it's one to the back of the 6-yard area where Potts was there with a header, and it's easily cleared, and there's oohs and there's ahs because you felt Potts may well get a free header on that one, and now we do. I think he was just going to help defend that corner, wasn't he, Emakhu? He has now gone down. He's going to get some treatment, and we may well see him disappear. And I can remind you about some of the other live football coming up this week across the Talksport network. Monday, Tottenham against Fulham is live. It's a Talksport exclusive to national radio. 8 o'clock on Monday night, of course. Sam Matterface alongside the Scotland striker Ali McCoist. Is Ali double shifting on Monday? Breakfast and then co-coms on Monday night. Tuesday night we're into Champions League action and EFL action on Talksport. Sevilla against Arsenal in the Champions League. That's our live commentary. And Leicester against Sunderland is our championship game here on Talksport 2. Wednesday night it's Young Boys against Manchester City. That's live on Talksport. And Paris Saint-Germain against Milan is our game on Talksport 2. Here's the change. There's going to be a double change as well for Millwall. Emakhu is the player who is departing, and in a minute I'll tell you who's coming on. Well, Bradshaw was already there, of course. Well, actually just going to be a single change for Emakhu, it appears. And it's going to be Ryan Longman who is going to enter the fray. First change of the game for Adam Barrett in caretaker charge of this Millwall side, who have done incredibly well, but Preston now just having their moment.
Yeah, they are. They've taken back control. You know, I think this is where Millwall, they have to try and still have that quality when in that transition when they get the ball back. They're being a little bit frantic again, just clearing it, giving it back to Preston, allowing Preston just to keep that pressure on.
Foul on Potts is by Joe Bryan that time, and it will be another free kick for Preston. They're having a succession of these. Again, this time it's out wide here on this right-hand side, about 15 yards inside the Millwall half. Everyone is committed forward for Preston North End. The deepest player is level with where the free kick's being taken, and that's the substitute Liam Miller. Potts at the moment in an offside position as that's swung over. It's headed away by Bradshaw, who's doing the hard work for Millwall at the edge of the penalty area. Back out to Miller. Miller right-footed, swings it to Potts on this near side. What a ball! Volleys it in. Offside flag goes up immediately, and it will be a free kick for Millwall. Probably level with around the penalty spot away to our right-hand side.
Well, you called it. You look at Potts as an offside position from the Whiteman free kick. Right, I understand that because he's putting pressure on the defensive line of Millwall to drop. But as soon as it gets defended and goes out the opposite side, he's then the outlet. He's looking right across the line. He cannot be offside. It was basically nearly perfect, even for him to put the ball back across if he's just another yard to the left. But it's just poor play from Potts there.
Little flick on there that Bradshaw tries to run onto, but it's safely in the arms of Freddie Woodman away to our left-hand side. Now pressing on the counter down that far touchline. Again, it's the substitute Miller who loses out this time, though. And now may be an opportunity here for Longman. But he gives it back towards Harding. Harding down the line towards Norton Cuffey. And we're looking to let that run out of play was Cunningham on that far side. It's up in the air from Miller, headed clear by Lindsay. Down though as far as Denor. We will head to St James's Park in a moment, but This time Millwall have got possession and they have it inside the centre circle. Looking to come forward down this left-hand side with Wallace. Wallace striding forward. Infield he goes to Fleming. Fleming looks to try and turn, and he does. Gives it back to Harding. Patient build-up play from Millwall on that right-hand side. Here's Norton Cuffy on the angle of the penalty area. Right-footed ball swung across, and Potts is going to shepherd it out of play on this near side for a throw. Let's get that team news from our 3 o'clock commentary between Newcastle and Crystal Palace, and it comes from Mark Wilson.
Cheers, Adam. Sandro Tonali is in the matchday squad but starts on the bench. Eddie Howe makes 4 changes. Tonali, Almiron, Isak and Anderson all drop to the bench as in come Joe Linton, Wilson, Gordon and Murphy. Roy Hodgson makes 3 changes for Palace. Klein and Riedewald drop to the bench. Slupp is injured. In come Ward, Lerma and Decoria. Live on Talksport 2 with the former Sunderland man Mickey Gray at St James's Park. It's Newcastle against Crystal Palace.
The game's live from 3 o'clock this afternoon. We'll begin the build-up once we're done here at Deepdale, where it remains 1 apiece as we enter the last 20 minutes of this game. And at the moment, Millwall just trying to find their rhythm again after a good spell for Preston. It's been that kind of game, though. Ins and outs, different spells of good play. Well, that's really good from Norton Cuffy. Gets it across to Fleming. Fleming 25 yards out from goal. He's already scored one absolute belter in this game. Maybe he can try and add a second. Instead, he finds Longman on this near side. And now a chance for Wallace to think about delivering the ball, but he doesn't. Longman on the charge, and he's just tried to clip a ball through. And not being read particularly well by Brian. And it gives Preston a chance to clear with Potts down this right-hand side. Infield he goes. Keane is just at the edge of his own penalty area to win that, Will Keane. And I think there's another change coming for Preston on that far side. But here's Miller now in some space and a chance to run. One of the substitutes that Preston have already sent on, Liam Miller, on a charge here. Getting away from that time Norton Cuffy, but he's done well. There's a couple of shirt pulls and Miller's going to be penalised with a yellow card.
Well, I don't understand what Miller's doing there. He just got a high five as well from Ledson. I don't understand it. You know, Norton Cuffy defended well. He's in his own. Norton Cuffy's running out his own defensive third, and Liam Miller pulls his shirt. He's still got 8 players to get past. What a silly yellow to take.
Will Keane is off, and Ched Evans returns. Listen to the roar as Evans makes his way onto the field for the first time since the end of last season. April he made his last appearance. Alan Brown's on as well to replace Ryan Ledson. And Ched Evans with a standing ovation following that surgery on that neck and spine issue that could potentially have ended his career. But he's back and he's on the field of play for Preston. And what can he do in the remaining 17 or 18 minutes of this game to drive Preston to another victory? And what would be, if they won it 2-1, a 5th home win by that scoreline?
Well, you look at what Ched Evans brings. You know, I think very good technical player. He'll hold up, very similar to Will Keane. I think movement-wise, I'd say a little bit more aggressive and going and challenge, winning those headers. But he's got an eye for goal. He anticipates. He'll find himself in that right position, and he's just clinical in those moments. So it's just down to Preston, who I think it's a little bit 50-50 the game now. I think Millwall have reacted. Preston dominated for about 10 minutes, and Millwall are kind of, they're being competitive. That's all we can ask for.
Free kick here for Millwall. Dangerous position. It's probably about 12 yards outside the penalty area on the right-hand edge, on the right-hand side, as Millwall attack the goal away to our left. Great angle this for Brian on his left foot. Fleming has gone outside him as a wide option, and that's where they go immediately. Fleming then gives it back to Brian, who can shape to shoot, which he does. Takes a deflection, and now Potts can come away down this right-hand side for Preston. Clips an early ball over the top down this right-hand touchline, where it's picked up by Osmaic towards the edge of the penalty area. Osmaic has got men around him, comes back to Potts. Good hold-up play from Preston's new centre-forward, and out of play on this near side for what will be a throw to Preston, which Potts will take. Osmaic from Montenegro. £2 million he cost from Cadiz, their most expensive signing. Milutin Osmaic. That started 6 prior to today, but has struggled for goals, so left out on this occasion. Lovely switch of play to find Potts down this right-hand side. Potts at the edge of the penalty area. Osmaic with a poor layback. Story's forced to turn and go back towards his own goal and back towards halfway. And Preston trying to build the pressure, but the release valve coming then from that poor bit of play by Osmajic. Here's Brown, who's just come on and is already looking more composed in that midfield. I think he's made more passes than Leadsom had in the entire game in the first couple of minutes. Here's Brown again, pings it to pick out Potts beautifully. On the volley, Potts takes a deflection. Well, it wasn't a shot. He was playing it across the face of goal, but Barkowski has to go down and make the save.
Yes, much better. Preston just completely in control. Osmajic understand what he was trying there. You know, it was a little one round the corner to Potts, I think, the better opportunity, or it has to be in front of Story for that delivery to come in straight away. It's just small margins, isn't it? He's coming, he's always present himself, he wants the ball, he'll win his aerial duels, but those little moments, off the back of that, they have to go right back to the start and build again, but they did exactly that.
Alan Brown has twice picked out Potts down this right-hand side, which you identified at the start of this second half as the area to go.
But he's ever present. He's up and down. Defensively does his job, but on the offensive point of view, look where he is. He's right in line with it, but he hugs the line. No, so Millwall are so compact, they'll shuffle across. That's your outlet every single time.
Evans goes up to try and win that header, but it spins out of play, and it will be a goal kick to Millwall away to our right-hand side. Still goalless in the Merseyside derby, despite, of course, Ashley Young being sent off 8 minutes before half-time. It was 0-0, and it's now 1-0 to Liverpool. They've scored. A quick update via the iPad of Chris Owelleman. Look at you multitasking. Love it. I'll get you the goal scorer details on that in a couple of seconds, but that game's over and live on Talksport. It's the first of our game day exclusive today, and Liverpool leading the way. Mo Salah with a penalty. There we go. Shock horror, surprise, surprise. At Anfield, Everton look like they're going down in another Merseyside derby. Here's Potts down the right for Preston. Who's going to grab a winner here? One apiece in this enthralling championship encounter, getting our EFL weekend off and running again after the postponement last night of Rotherham against Ipswich. We've got about 12, maybe 13 minutes of normal time to play in this second half, and it's still 1-1 here on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL. Forward it goes. Evans just tries to spin away. He's just let Wallace go up for that one, and it's the persistence of Evans who then claps his hands and drives the supporters on in the corner away to our right-hand side in this Tom Finney stand.
Yeah, I don't mind that. You know, I think the fans are buying into it. He's just trying to kind of galvanise them. They are on the front foot, Preston, at the minute. They can't allow Millwall to get out. I think Millwall are really struggling to get those passes together now. Like you're looking at Alan Campbell, you're looking at Denor. Where are they? You know, all of a sudden now they're sitting in front of the back three, the back five, and just basically just saying, right, well, are we happy with a point? That's what I'm seeing at the minute.
Here's the throw down this left-hand side. Taking his time about it as well here is Murray Wallace. And the header is won by Whiteman. And on halfway, it will be another throw for Millwall, who've advanced about 15-20 yards down this near touchline in pursuit of that elusive second goal and potentially the 3 points. Denor just lays it off, and it's picked up by Harding, who's at the edge of the centre circle. Harding just helps on its way to Norton Cuffey on that far side, but he's dispossessed. And here's Evans, Ched Evans, nice little pass forward. Lovely play, Frokier out wide to that left-hand side. Miller on the run inside the penalty area on his right foot, tries to play it in, but it's deflected away. Preston will look to keep possession, which they do. First time they've really opened up that left-hand side. A chance for Miller, but the final delivery comfortably blocked out in the end. Here's Potts down the right. Short into Ched Evans, who's having his shirt pulled. It's a real tussle, and he gets the better of that battle of Murray Wallace in the eyes of the referee, Matt Donoghue, and it's a free kick for Preston.
Well, I don't think Murray Wallace has to challenge Ched Evans there. He's done his job. Ched Evans is he's taken his touch, but then kind of stepped over the ball. Murray Wallace has went in and made contact with the ball, but he's pulling. There's no need to pull. He's done his job defensively there.
Here's the free kick down this right-hand side. And it's Whiteman again, who's over it for Preston. It's about 35 yards out, 3 or 4 yards in from the touchline. Swings it to the edge of that 6-yard box, and the header is up and away by Jake Cooper, the Millwall skipper, and behind for another corner down the right.
Well, he had to be there. He had to make contact. I thought he read the flight of the ball very, very well. You know, you never seen the goalkeeper come out there. I think that was it's about 3 yards from goal. I'm expecting the goalkeeper to come out, take everyone out, but make a contact. But fantastic defensive header from Jake Cooper, because if he doesn't get a contact, it's definitely fallen to a Preston head.
Cooper's played every minute of the Championship for Millwall so far this season, and you can see why. Towering presence. Whiteman gets that across. Oh, this stooping header as he arrived late at the edge of the 6-yard box that time. I think it was Jordan Story who was trying to win the low header, and that's brilliant from Fleming. Just uses his body to shield the ball, sets it away to Campbell down the right hand side, and across comes Liam Lindsay with a crucial interception as the Millwall breakaway was about to happen. They're going to make another change here, and it's going to be Alan Campbell who is coming off for Millwall, and we'll see who the replacement is on the far side. It's Billy Mitchell. I always struggle not to think of EastEnders whenever Billy Mitchell comes onto a football field. I just can't help myself. But Billy Mitchell is on, who is, of course, one of the players who's come from the youth ranks at Millwall. Third sub-appearance in his last 6 for Billy Mitchell. And that's Campbell, who departs, who I think's had a really good game, actually, for Millwall.
Yeah, he's grew into the game and then really kind of dominated that middle period. Been a little bit quiet this second half. You know, he has had opportunities, he's not seen as much of the ball, but he's done his defensive responsibilities, sitting in and protecting that defensive unit.
Here's Wallace coming forward down the left-hand side for Millwall towards the edge of the penalty area. Now Wallace with a chance to deliver as he was helped on its way by Bryan. It'll be a throw right by the corner flag, and no surprise that Fleming is coming across to take this as we enter the last 8 minutes of this Championship encounter this Saturday lunchtime on Talksport 2, your home of the EFL, where it remains Preston 1, Millwall 1. Early lead for Preston, cancelled out by a brilliant goal from Fleming. And as things stand, it'll be a point apiece, and that unbeaten record against Preston for Millwall will go on a little further. And again, as this long throw is about to be launched, there's more pushing and shoving inside the penalty area, and it's full credit to Matt Donoghue, he's having none of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, he's gave the warning now, so you got to be switched on.
It's a very congested 6-yard box as Fleming. This one he floats in though, looking for the flick on, which came from Harding on this occasion, and now a chance to break Potts, gets it away, and he does well because he's got it up as far as Maz Frocku, who's almost taken out, but the referee gives the free kick, which is taken very quickly, and it's Evans down this right-hand side. Across comes Cooper with a challenge. It's another free kick for Preston, and it's Neville with a penalty spot on this right-hand side, midway between the edge of the box and the touchline.
Well, I think the referee has to bring out it was Joe Bryan. It's just sweep the legs of Liam Miller, and the referee's blown a free kick, but there's no intent to go for the ball, and then it's Wallace that takes Jed Evans out again. The card doesn't come out for either, and I think both should be a yellow.
Maz Frocku is coming off, and I think we're going to see Ben Woodburn coming on potentially to replace Maz Frocku, the goal scorer, of course. In 2.5 minutes, he gave Preston North End the lead with his 3rd of the season, and it's Woodburn that's coming on. He had to start a game this campaign in the Championship, and he started in the League Cup against Salford. He's been a substitute, as he was many times last season in the Championship, but the former Liverpool man is on. Whiteman to deliver, right-footed towards that back post, and there's appeals for handball against the outstretched arm of Norton Cuffey. It was a low-down strike, and literally everyone is bouncing up and down in that Preston side and in the goal away to our right-hand side, but the referee not interested.
Well, there's got to be something there, because you've seen the reaction of the player. The referee's positioned very well. The ball's come in at some pace, but Norton Cuffey's hand, I don't know why it's up anyway.
Well, it's one of those grounds where we don't have access to a replay, I'm afraid, so we'll see. There's offside flags going up against Miller again on the far side. Not the first time they've been caught out offside, that.
Yeah, but it's Ben Woodburn. Ben Woodburn's going to make a connection, and then all of a sudden it's taken out of its normal trajectory there by hitting the hand of Norton Cuffey. So what can you say there? The referee his sight wasn't blocked, his view wasn't blocked in any way there. So I'm very confused but just look at the player's reaction.
Oh yeah, they're all up for that one. 5 minutes remaining. As the slip of Bakowski is cheered by those around Deepdale, of course. Reminder, we're off to St James's Park when we're done here for exclusive national radio commentary of Newcastle against Crystal Palace. And that's with Mark Wilson and Mickey Gray from around about 2:30 will join them. That game gets underway at 3, of course, tonight. We've also got commentary for you on the game between Sheffield United and Manchester United. That's over on Talksport, and it remains 1-0 to Liverpool as things stand in the Merseyside derby that's live on Talksport right now. Millwall on the attack down the right-hand side in search of a winner in the final 5 minutes of this game, and the attempted cross goes straight behind and out of play, and Woodman can clear away to our left-hand side. Well, honours even, and I'm guessing probably in the grand scheme of how the game's played out, probably a fair result, Chris.
Yeah, I'd have to agree. You know, I think there's been moments of quality on both sides. Just like you say, small margins again. You know, Preston had 3 big opportunities in the first 15-20 minutes of the game where, should be put in the back of the net. You know, I think Millwall have fought and shown a great performance again, but I think 20 minutes to go in this game, Millwall said, we're happy with a point, we'll play counter-attack football from this moment on.
Well, as well, I think they've just escaped there, Millwall. I've just seen a still. That's a handball. There's no two ways about it. Norton Cuffey's handled that ball. I don't know what his arm's doing up in the air, but it's a very clear handball when you look back at the replay. So they've got away with one there, Millwall. Maybe it's a bit of luck for them as we go into the dying embers of this game. 3 minutes plus time to be added on. 1 apiece. Who can find that moment? Where can a hero appear from to try and win this game? And it would be a big win for either side. Millwall, their first, of course, without Gary Rowett, who left in midweek. It's 4 years ago today that he was appointed the Millwall manager. It would be a big win for Adam Barrett, and Potts just pulls Fleming down there. He's just trying to get into the ball quickly, and the referee will stop the free kick being taken quickly, but he wants to have a word with Potts, which he does. And now the free kick can be taken by Preston, deep inside their own half. 2.5 minutes down that right-hand side. It's with Cunningham. Cunningham clips the ball towards Miller. No offside flag this time as it's clipped through to the edge of the penalty area. Woodburn was trying to chase it down, but it's cleared by Bukowski. As far as Miller on the far side. Miller again on halfway for Preston. Left-footed ball forward from Cunningham. Lovely little layoff that time down that left-hand touchline by Evans. Miller's on the run. Looks to pull the back across, and he does, and the header goes behind. And it has to go behind from Cooper, and it's out of play for what will be a corner.
He's been excellent. I think from the moment he's come onto the pitch, he's been outstanding. Seen a lot of the ball. Very, very direct. End product. Crosses coming in. You know, and I think... intelligent player as well, you know, his movement, his link-up play, that was fantastic. Energy down that left-hand side, but the cross came in and there was bodies there.
Whiteman to deliver again, which he does towards the edge of that 6-yard box where Bradshaw heads it away out as far as Miller. Miller then plays it across to the substitute Woodburn. Woodburn out wide again on that far side, the left-hand side. Right for the ball, dinked in, flicked header from Evans. It's just over the bar.
Again, quality. You know, the ball comes in. Ched Evans knows exactly where the goal is and probably got too much purchase on the ball. If anything, if you just want to skim that and try and just help it onto the back post area, that's in the back of the net. The pace was all on the cross there, but he's tried just to steer it with the neck movement to the near top left-hand corner.
What a moment that would have been.
Well, that's what he does. You know, I think he knows exactly where the goal is. It's just that one big opportunity, and that's who you want it to fall to.
Into the final minute, Evans again battling really hard for that ball on halfway. I tell you what, coming back from an injury like that, sometimes you maybe play with a little bit of fear. He's been as physical as ever, Ched Evans, in the time he's been on this pitch.
Well, that's exactly what the manager said. You know, he wants to get involved and head and kick every ball. You've got to kind of... It's one of them, no challenges allowed. You know, in training, he's probably no one's allowed to go near him, and that's what you have to do.
Brilliant bit of running back and hard effort being put in this time by Osmajic, but Millwall come away with the ball. Fleming inside the centre circle. Helps it on its way this time, where he picks out Billy Mitchell. On that right-hand side, it's Norton Cuffey towards the edge of the penalty area. Ball at feet, taking on Miller. Norton Cuffey still going at the byline. Looks to cut it back, which he does towards Bradshaw. Comes out towards Fleming and almost got in each other's way. Denor, and now a chance maybe to break. Here's Evans. 3 added minutes at the end of this second half and the end of this game. Here's Potts looking to switch play to the far side, which he does brilliantly. And it's picked up by the substitute Miller. Miller down that far touchline for Brown. Brown, he's onside by the corner flag. Harding goes to him. Brown gets beyond him. Edge of the penalty area. Lays it across to the near post where in was coming Osmajic. His effort was blocked though by Jake Cooper. Out again with Miller on the far side. Miller towards the byline. Just loses possession, does he? But wins his side. The throw. 5 yards from the corner flag.
Wow, Brown. Little tic-tac, takes it around his man far too easily there. Excellent ball to pick out Osmajic there. And I think he just miskicked the ball, didn't he, with his left. He's just trying to lift it over the goalkeeper into the roof of the net.
Woodburn hits one from 25 yards.
No need.
Over the top of the bar. Plenty of white shirts forward in a good position. Edge of the penalty area. Just off the left angle, but didn't need to, did he?
No, there's no need. There's so many. They're completely on top at the minute. So many pressing shots in and around. Just keep possession. Work the ball, create another angle, and just make sure there's service coming into the box. Let Millwall off it there.
Looking at the replay, Osmajic just missed it. He just totally missed it, and it caught the foot of Jake Cooper instead.
And it's just little moments, isn't it?
Good opportunity.
Fantastic play from Brown.
Preston finishing the game the stronger. 90 seconds of time added on before we head off to St James's Park for our next live commentary of the day. Exclusive to National Radio. We're off to the Premier League. Newcastle against Crystal Palace. Recap of the team news and all the build-up coming up. Mickey Gray is alongside Mark Wilson for that one. Little flick on that time from Brown. Given away though, as Norton Cuffy picks it up. Gets it forward, little layoff. Here's Fleming on the charge through the middle. Fleming's helped it on its way to the edge of the penalty. Fleming's gone down. The referee's getting his card out here. It's who's going to be booked. It's going to be Liam Lindsay this time. And wow, this is a free kick, an incredibly dangerous position for Millwall. It's to the right of the D, and it's about 20 yards out from goal. It is Fleming territory or Bryan territory, I'm sure.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's just one of them. I think Liam Lindsay, he'll know straight away the last 30 seconds of the game, what a silly free kick to give away. And they have to have a pop. They're going to take it on.
It was Fleming that was fouled. He and Bryan will be the two over the ball, quite obviously. Probably suits the left foot of Bryan maybe a little better. But when Fleming scored a goal like he has already today, confidence flowing through the veins, he'll probably be wanting to call rank. And he has. Bryan is pacing out the wall to make sure it's 10 yards away. And then complains to referee Matt Donoghue. We're in the final seconds of the 3 added minutes at Deepdale then. One apiece, but a chance maybe with what will probably be the final action of the game for Millwall to win this. Fleming and Bryan over the free kick then, just to the right of the D. 25 yards out from goal. It's Fleming who drills it low, and he drills it wide of the right-hand post. And the referee says, enough is enough. An entertaining lunchtime encounter finishes all square at Deepdale then. Brilliant start from Preston, looking to bounce back from 3 straight defeats. They went in front after just 2.5 minutes. A good goal from Mads Frockier. And that gave the lead to Preston, but it was cancelled out later on in the first half. Wonderful finish by the man who always scores against Preston, Zion Fleming. Second half, fairly even really. Pockets of play belonging to each team. You would argue Preston should have had a penalty towards the end of the game. Norton Cuffy with a fairly clear handball, not given by the referee. But the points are shared. Millwall's record is now 9 unbeaten against Preston North End. But at least Preston North End have stopped the rot. Full time here at Deepdale. Cracking championship game. It's finished. Preston North End 1, Millwall 1.
Cheers, Adam. We're live at St James's Park. Second game on the way. Newcastle against Crystal Palace. Live and exclusive on Talksport 2. Let's have a reflect back on what's just happened then up at Deepdale. Chris, I guess a point of peace given what's happened to both teams coming into this one. They'll both be happy enough with it, but who'll be more happy, do you think, going home from the ground today?
Well, I think Adam Barrett will be delighted with this team. They're really competitive, really kind of controlled, I'd say, that middle third of the game, and then Preston just up the tempo. The positive changes that Ryan Lowe made really made an impact, and they took control of the game. So I'm looking at the Preston fans here, they're not happy at all, shaking their head. It's one of them. That's 5 without a win now. So I think Ryan Lowe, albeit they've stopped the rut of 3 successive defeats, and then they have to build on that. They've got real quality here. Started really well, Mark, and then created really big opportunities in that first 15-20 minutes, and that's when you just kill the game. You know, they've got the best conversion rate in the league. That's when you go and kill the game and see it out and then manage it. But they just allowed Millwall to fight and be competitive and get back into the game, and they'll be really frustrated with that, and the players will be as well. But Millwall, 20 minutes to go, said, you know what, happy with a point, we'll play counter-attack football from here on in, and they allowed Preston to see so much of it, and they had opportunities, but they just weren't clinical enough in that attacking third, Mark.
Perception's a funny thing, isn't it, Chris? Because if you'd have offered Preston third and 21 points after 12 games, they'd have taken it. But as you said, they're on this run now, 5 without a win, and like you said, frustration is growing that maybe they've missed a great opportunity at the start of the season.
No, well, I think it is. I think they've started so well. What success brings is an expectation, unrealistic or realistic, whatever you want to take. You know, but I think Ryan Lowe likes that pressure. You know, he wants his players he puts the demands on his players to be right up there. I think they have an identity. They've been off the map. They have been up against the likes of Leicester, Ipswich, West Brom, teams that are going to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season. But that's where he wants to be. You know, so the quality's there, the quality and depth there, as we've seen with the changes he's made today. And I think the fans have got a right. You know, he's set the bar. They've dropped off it. But to be fair, I'd say a draw today is the right result. But off the back of that, they've got to go and kick on from here now, Mark.
And if you're a manager sat at home or you've been watching that game today, Millwall, they're an attractive proposition for someone, aren't they?
No, well, of course. You know, they're in a very healthy position, not in bad form at all. They've shown today they've got very good quality. Good footballers as well. You know, have to be a little bit more clinical in that attacking end as well. But defensively, yeah, they're ticking all the boxes. So I'm sure they're not going to be short of suitors coming in.
Good stuff, Chris Adams. Safe travels home. Thank you as ever.
Pleasure.
Ends in our first game here on Talksport 2 in the Championship. Honours even between Preston and Millwall. 1-1 it was. Will we get a deadlock?